raspberry, or peach. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's Mexican Restaurant in downtown Greenville and online at chicosrestaurant.com. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Cory Road, Greenville.
If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic's award-winning staff features a TPI golf specialist that offers assessments and rehab to help you get back on the course and playing your best.
This is Dr. Shondell Jones, and you deserve to live well. Call us at 364-2806 or visit kptonline.com. Go Pirates!
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, Pirates supporting Pirates.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
While you're sleeping, our whole hogs are slow cooking over wood to create that bite that Eastern North Carolina is known for. I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have been the torchbearers for what whole hog barbecue is supposed to be. At Sam Jones, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors. Everything, and I mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Come on over and see us at Sam Jones Barbecue, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. Sam Jones Barbecue, Fire Tower Road.
Hey Pirate fans, did you know there are thousands of special needs children and adults right here in our community that loves ECU athletics as much as you do? Robbie's Clubhouse is a local nonprofit organization that can turn your unused ECU tickets into a fun day for a family with special needs. If you can't make it to the next Pirate game, simply call 1-800-DIAL-ECU and donate and designate your tickets for Robbie's Clubhouse. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this with purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Hope you are having a wonderful day, and we've got a wonderful show coming your way for the next 3 hours right here on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We are on 1250, 930, and online at pr927fm.com. Also, check us out on Facebook Live and on YouTube. You can subscribe to Pirate Radio TV on YouTube and watch today's program, as you can do each and every day, and also see our other videos there, including our latest edition of Pirate Radio Trivia, as Jenny Shelton took it to Troy D right here in these Pirate Radio studios. If you missed it, make sure you check it out, get a laugh, and maybe learn a few things. Pirate Radio Trivia there on YouTube. All right, coming up on today's program, we will have our weekly chat with Billy Weaver. Weaver will join us at around 3:15 to talk about what's going on here locally and beyond in the world of sports. At 4 o'clock, we will talk to current Pirate, soon to be former Pirate, it appears, Connor Norby, who will hear his name called in next month's Major League Baseball draft. Where will he go? What's he hearing? We'll ask him about that and talk about his career here at East Carolina, which saw him go from a hitter below 200 his freshman year, over 400 in a shortened 2020 season, and well over 400 in an amazing All-American 2021 season. So we'll talk about the growth of Connor Norby, the person and the baseball player during his time in Greenville. Man, he was fun to watch leading off for the Pirates in 2021. So Norbs will be here coming up in hour 2. Stephen Igoe joins us at the tail end of hour number 2. We'll talk about a big ECU football recruiting weekend and what that means for Pirate football. We'll talk some baseball, hoops, everything in between. And also at 5 o'clock, talk to Cory Smith from Pack Pride. And I used to lurk at Pack Pride years ago, and we called it Crack Ride, I believe was the term we used. Cory Smith, now the Igoe of NC State for 24/7 Sports. We'll talk about the Wolfpack's weekend and the fallout from that, what's being said right now by Elliott Avent, by their AD, by administration. We'll get into that with Cory Smith coming up. Maybe ask him about NC State football as well, as we are continuing to get you ready for the 2021 ECU football season. And we've got Autry Denson. He is the all-time leading rusher at Notre Dame, and he's the head football coach at Charleston Southern. He'll join us Wednesday right here on Pirate Radio Live. Another guest announcement. We will talk to Smitty, Tyler Smith, coming up on Friday's edition of Pirate Radio Live. So a lot of great guests to get to the remainder of the week as well. All right, let's hit the rundown, and we will start with baseball. And yesterday, it was pretty late in the show, and it was in the 5 o'clock hour. We saw, and it was posted on our Pirate Radio social media sites, that Jason Dietrich's name popped up in a potential coaching search. Cal State Fullerton is the job. His name was up there with a former Pirate, Bryant Ward, as potential head coaches there. And I was doing a little reading on Jason Dietrich's background and read an article from when he joined the Cal State Fullerton baseball team as a pitching coach. He was there for a few years, I believe 2013 to 2016. And there, he had a very successful run. He came from UC Irvine before that, before moving on to Oregon. But in the article, it stated that Jason Dietrich always wanted to put on the Cal State Fullerton pinstripes and wanted to be a player there. He did not. He played at a community college and then went to Pepperdine and was actually a 19th round draft pick in the 1994 MLB draft. He does have a degree from Cal State Fullerton, and obviously has been the pitching coach there. So would be interested in the job. And we've talked a lot lately with, Malcolm Gray and Mully and a lot of people about coaches, how they stay in one region. And he is a West Coast guy, which is kind of surprising that he made the trek all the way from Eugene, Oregon to Greenville, North Carolina. Kind of shows where ECU is in the baseball pecking order, that he would make that journey all the way over here. And it says a lot about Cliff Godwin and the ECU program. But he is he's always been a California guy, a West Coast guy, and his name is mentioned there as a potential head coach for Cal State Fullerton. That came that news came out yesterday, about an hour after I told Ronnie that it was nice to have our coaching staff intact for another year. So classic kiss of death right there. So Jason Dietrich, Bryant Ward's names being mentioned for the Cal State Fullerton opening. I am a man of my word. I said I wasn't interested in the College World Series anymore. or what was going on in Omaha, and I did not watch 1 second of it last night. Chandler, did you? No. Shirley, did you? We are on zero watch.
Here's the thing. I was planning on watching it, and before I could even, turn it on, it was 7-1 Vanderbilt. So I just decided, what the heck, and didn't watch it.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in watching the SEC baseball tournament.
And it kind of stayed in that ballpark all night long. I think the final score was 8-2 Vanderbilt. So they're going for the championship tonight.
Kumar Rocker pitched on Friday against NC State.
Against NC State, yes.
I doubt he pitches tonight. So we'll see if Vandy can win one without Rocker or Leiter.
I can't remember how far he went into that game. I want to say it was like the 6th.
He had a lot of pitches.
Yeah. So I doubt he'll be on the mound tonight for the Commodores.
Yeah, so maybe Mississippi State can get one and send it to a deciding Game 3, which would be on Wednesday night, which we'll be watching at Sports Trivia.
Yep.
Coming up at A.J. McMurphy's on Wednesday night. All right, so, yeah, that's all I got for Omaha. Kind of out of it at this point.
I mean, we're getting to the end of it.
I love the journey. I watched, if I wasn't at Clark LeClaire Stadium during regional weekend, I watched just about every game on the squeeze play that ESPN provided, and then, of course, watched the Super Regionals and was watching in Omaha, but I don't know, it just seems kind of like a sham when a team, is sent home and another team gets a free pass to a championship.
Yeah.
Everybody,
I mean, Vanderbilt was looking at their airplane tickets in the face. It looked like they were about to go home.
Hey, I could see it on their face.
I could see it on your face, for sure. But and now they're about to win the back-to-back national championships.
Yeah, and it's the SEC versus SEC. It's like if I don't know, for me, if the Cowboys and Eagles, or for you, if the Saints and Bucks are in the NFC Championship, and the Chiefs get COVID or whatever, and they're like, all right, Saints Bucks Super Bowl. Like, we'd watch it because it's football and it's NFL, and we'd have a Super Bowl party and we'd bet on it and have props and all that. But how much
Panther fans and Falcons fans are hating
would
on
that suck to watch those two teams play for a championship?
I love a good Super Bowl, and I love everything around a Super Bowl, the Super Bowl party, the food.
The foods.
I would not watch that Super Bowl.
Yes, you would.
No, I wouldn't.
Yes, you would.
No, I would not.
What are you going to do then while everybody's watching the game?
Mope.
Like just in a dark room?
Yeah, I guess. I'll just take all the finger foods that they have laid out. I'll go in my room and just eat and not watch the game.
You know what?
I would not care less.
You know what's underrated at a so we have Wing Fest for our fantasy football draft every year. We have wings and stuff.
That sounds amazing.
You know what's underrated though? A veggie tray.
Oh yeah.
It sounds. You say what you want to, and people pick on it. And every year I'm like, hey, I'm bringing a veggie tray. I'm buying vegetables. My wife will clean them, cut them, put them in a nice dish.
Yeah.
Put some ranch on it. Don't put some ranch on it. And I will bring that to the
put some ranch on it.
Draft party, and sure enough, I see guys going for the carrots, the celery, the cucumbers, the broccoli.
But they don't just eat it dry. They dip it in some ranch.
You got to put some ranch on it.
Put some ranch on it.
When I was big into my low-carb diet, which I'm trying to get back into, are y'all a big fan of buffalo chicken dip?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when I was big into my low-carb diet, what I would do is my mom would cut up squash, and I would use the squash as like the chips, and it was so good. Like it was an awesome low-carb diet trick.
Wait, now you're going what? Squash?
Like a squash chip.
Huh?
You not a squash guy?
My grandma, I used to love like during the summer when I worked with my dad farming, and my grandma would make lunch, and we'd go over there for like real quick, and it would just be like squash, corn, like fresh out of the garden, squash, corn. Man, that was some good stuff. But yeah, it's a nice little. We'll do Chandler's health tips. It's a new segment on our show.
Yeah.
So there's today's. All right, what were we talking about? You not watching the Super Bowl. That's right. All right, Shirley, there are a lot of current Pirates playing baseball right now. The baseball never ends. We talked to two champions yesterday, and Ronald Vincent and Cory Scott. RV was at the ball field when we talked to him. Cory Scott was getting ready for All-Stars, which I believe he said begins tonight. So baseball never ends for those guys. It doesn't end for these Pirate players as well, as they were playing summer ball right now.
That's right. We've got quite a few Pirate players playing in various leagues. Zach Agnos and Josh Moylan are in the Cape Cod League. They're playing for the Bourne Braves.
The Braves? That's the premier summer wood bat league.
Yep, and they are, Josh didn't play last night, but Zach Agnos did. He went 2 for 4, including hitting a triple as the Braves and the Chatham Anglers went head-to-head. That final was 3-3. So I'm assuming they just don't go into extra innings because they played a full 9 innings. So we have that update. Over in the Coastal Plains, we've got a couple of players. The Wilmington Sharks will feature 2 ECU players. Pitcher Nick Logish. They played a doubleheader last night. In the first game, he pitched. He went 5 innings, struck out 5, and walked 3. So that was a decent outing for Nick. Alec Makarevich, he actually played in both games, and they split that doubleheader. By the way, it was a 6-1. In the first game, 3-6 in the second game. AMAC went 1 for 3 in game 1 and was 0 for 2 in game 2. And then we have quite a few players in the Valley League. CJ Boyd plays for the Woodstock River Bandits.
Sure he does.
And they played the Purcellville Cannons, and they beat them.
Of course they did.
Yeah, and they beat them 17-4.
Yikes.
And CJ was 1 for 4 in that game. A couple of players, I didn't recognize these names, so I'm going to have to go with they're probably like freshmen, maybe some guys that didn't see nearly as much playing time. But Cam Clonch, am I pronouncing that right?
Yeah.
He plays for the Strasburg Express, and they beat the Front Royal Cardinals 9-8. He was 0 for 3 in that outing. And Jacob Starling plays for the Newmarket Rebels, and they beat the Winchester Royals 13-11 last night. Jacob was 1 for 4 with an RBI.
Okay.
So those are the stats that we have so far. But we've got, let's see, that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 ECU players in the various leagues for the summer. And, of course, Carson Winston Hunt for USA Baseball.
Right.
That gets underway this week as well. Actually, I think it gets underway July 2nd, I think is the first game. I'll have to double check that. But so we'll have some stats for you later this week. But as of right now, that's what I've got for Summer League. No minor league baseball report because the minor league players typically have Monday nights off. Or Mondays off, I should say. So we'll have a full report minor league-wise coming up tomorrow.
You mentioned Jacob Starling. We will ask Connor Norby about him and who else is behind him there at second base that could be the star of the future with Connor Norby heading to Major League Baseball. All right, Shirley, good report there. We'll have a minor league baseball update for you on Wednesday's show. I was playing MLB The Show. I've got a franchise going with the Blue Jays, and I traded for Bryant Packard, and
I saw that.
I brought him up, and he's raking for me right now.
Nice.
He's got a sweet left-handed swing.
Speaking of which, he's raking for the Western Michigan Whitecaps right now.
Yeah, that's real life. Nobody cares about real life.
Real life. Well, at this point, life is imitating art right now.
Is Burley still on the roll?
Burley is still on a roll. I know that he struck out a couple of times in their last outing, I should say.
I like that we were here all week last week and Shirley was gone, and we're still asking her like how these minor league players are doing. Like we couldn't we're too lazy to look it up ourselves.
Yeah.
Shirley, that's your job and your job only.
I know, because
Chandler had a few updates last week. He did all right.
I was getting ready to say, you should have had a few.
You still have to show me where you find these stats, because they're not easy to find.
No, they are not easy to find. And let me tell you something. If you think minor league players are hard to find as far as stats go, try being one of these summer league players. Because I tell you what, first of all, like half of these websites that you have to go to are still like in Comic Sans. I mean, it's so ridiculously outdated, and you really have to hunt for the stats. So it's a little bit of a journey to try to get these stats, but I want to keep everybody up to date. I do all the work so you don't have to.
There you go. That's Shirley's motto. Some breaking news out of Wimbledon.
Yeah.
Serena Williams has been forced to retire in the first round after sustaining an injury. So she walks off and will be out of the tournament there.
Yeah, it looks like the right quad or hamstring looks like it's heavily bandaged. So I'm wondering if maybe she re-injured. You can tell that it's like the right quad or the right hamstring, and she went down in a heap. So I don't know what happened, but that didn't look good.
Not good. My pick for Coco Golf yesterday looking better.
That is true. And in Major League Baseball news, Hector Santiago has been given a 10-game suspension and an undisclosed fine for possessing a foreign substance on his glove at the end of the fifth inning when the Mariners took on the White Sox on Sunday.
Well, ask Igoe about that. His team is cheating in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, and as much as he hates the Astros and their cheating situation, I'd love to see how his take is going to be on this one.
Good point.
So this new rule has been implemented, and this pitcher knew that, and he still cheated.
Well, and he's claiming that he only used like sweat and rosin. So.
Yeah, and there's even a video, I don't know if you've seen the video that surfaced, I believe it was yesterday or late yesterday, where it was a bullpen camera, and there was a pitcher, and I want to say it was for the Yankees, but don't quote me on that. I can't remember who the team was. But the pitcher was warming up, and at one point, it looks like one of the pitching coaches or somebody walks over and puts something underneath his right armpit. And all of a sudden, the conspiracy theories went wild.
I think we've gone a little too far.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, and look, pitchers have long used, who was it? There was a pitcher that used to put sunscreen in his hair, and he would touch his hair and use the sunscreen to doctor the ball a little bit. So, I mean,
a little bit.
Just a little bit. Seriously. But, the thing is that it's not an uncommon thing. I mean, who was it? Phil Negro? He was accused of having foreign side. What was it? Filing the baseball or something?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's all sorts
one of them that there's a video
where he pulls it out of his pocket and just chunks it.
He's trying to show he has nothing in his pocket and pulls out his pockets and the file comes flying out. Yeah. He's like, I don't know how that got in there. I didn't put that there. That's my friend's. He left it in there.
And what was Brett?
Saberhagen, Brett Boone, Brett Butler.
I was thinking Brett Butler. That's who it is. When he was accused of having too much pine tar.
No, you're thinking of George Brett.
George Brett. Well, I knew there was a Brett in there somewhere.
Brett George.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we've gone a little too far on this cracking down on cheating thing.
Okay. Next topic.
Hashtag bring back Buck, and I'm not talking about Big Buck McCluskey.
Although Big Buck might disagree with you.
Well, screw that guy. We've been in Pirate Radio jail and Twitter, and he hadn't done anything about it.
He took our money and run.
He did, yeah. He's gone. How about this, Shirley? You brought this to my attention earlier.
Yeah.
This morning at Pirate Alumni, ECU Alumni's official Twitter tweeted out some Pirate history on Trivia Tuesday. Did you know our first mascot was a Great Dane named Buck, B-U-C. He was purchased thanks to the efforts of the SGA president and vice president in the summer of 1958. So there's this giant dog, Great Dane, with an East Carolina flag of some sort, signage draped over his back. And this is awesome. Why did we go away from Buck? Like, we got to bring back a Great Dane and lead the team out in Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. You can have Steve the Pirate could ride the Great Dane like a horse with a sword in the air.
I mean, most kids often mistake Great Danes for horses.
They are very large dogs. We could get Steve the Pirate a dog saddle, put it on the Great Dane, Buck.
And stab the saber in the middle of the field.
Yeah. Sorry, Florida State. This is our tradition now.
In the middle of the State of Mind logo.
But I love mascots. Like, it's a fun part of college sports, like the band, the cheerleaders, all that stuff. And you've got these live mascots at these different schools. We need to bring back Buck, the Great Dane. Kids would love it. Fire the players up, maybe.
I don't look.
Well, I just think
Why
it might.
Why not?
Why not a dog? Georgia has Igoe. I mean, I know it's a bulldog.
But they're the bulldogs.
Well, yes, I know that.
Are you saying that
still,
Pirates didn't have dogs?
I'm pretty sure they
Scurvy
did.
dog.
There you go.
I like it. I just thought of it.
The only thing is that the breed of dog, because there are Great Danes do have a predisposition to be highly anxious. So you don't want an overly anxious dog.
I don't know.
Do we spray paint the dog purple and gold?
No, don't do that.
Chandler,
just drape a blanket over
I'm
them. Just
offended
like
by that as someone who was involved with PETA.
Not in its face.
We have a Great Dane named Buck, and we treat it like a king, and the kids pet him, and it's a great time.
He has his own throne.
Bring back Buck.
I am not against it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Let's get it going, folks. Let's bring back Buck. All right, NBA playoffs. Did not watch last night. Paul George had a big game, though, Chandler.
Yeah, I watched the end of that game, and Paul George did.
Because you wanted to, or because your roommate made you?
No, I was like, oh, the game's going on. I got caught up in MLB The Show last night.
Oh, okay.
Didn't go well for me. Not going to get into that. And then I was like, oh, well, I'm going to watch the end of this game. And Playoff P showed up, and I think I saw a stat where he has played in all 18 games in the postseason. He has scored at least 20 points in every game.
And that, 20 points isn't much of a milestone for a star, but yeah.
But to do it for 18 games in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, it's also had some
there's
playoff
something
failures.
to be said about a level of consistency, but other than that,
how about 41 last night? Now that's a number to celebrate.
Who scored 41?
And he's getting up there in age.
Paul George.
Oh, I didn't know that. I don't watch the NBA.
Bucks at Hawks tonight, Chandler. Guess what? The Hawks are like 7-point underdogs again.
No way.
You gonna ride with the Hawks?
Probably not.
Nah, I think the Bucks take this.
What's the series?
Milwaukee up 2-1.
2-1. Okay.
Yep. And finally, saw this earlier today. There is a movie coming out titled "The Many Saints of Newark." It is a Sopranos prequel. I watched the trailer today. I had no idea that the kid portraying a young Tony Soprano is the late James Gandolfini's son, Michael Gandolfini.
Wow. Really?
And he's got the jaw, like he's got the
he's got his dad's looks.
And I don't know, it looks cool to me. I need to go back and watch the Sopranos again.
So he's playing the younger version of his dad.
Tony Soprano.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And it's talk about the family, and Ray Liotta's in it. And a bunch of characters that you
what mob movie or
is he not
mafia?
in?
Yeah, because he's in every one of them.
Yeah. So
I'm surprised Andy Garcia's not in there. You'd be surprised.
I still got to watch all the Godfather movies.
You haven't watched those?
I've seen the first one.
Oh.
I haven't seen part 2.
Well, just watch number 2.
Yeah.
Don't watch number 3.
Number 3 was not as good.
Mike said he's not sure if Bug the dog would like the cannon. Yeah, we might have to have him away from the cannon, I guess.
Have him on the opposite end zone.
By the boneyard. Not sure if he'd like that either.
Okay, what was that question again? What was the statement? I missed it.
Look, I'll take care of Buck during games. How about that?
We'll take care of him here.
Maybe we should get a mascot at Pirate Radio.
Yeah.
That'd be fun to take care of a dog during the day, Shirley. Like the
do
ones
you have a dog?
No.
Do you have any idea
Shirley
what it
has
takes?
to leave work to go take care of her dogs at home, and now she has to come back to work.
You
to
know
take
how
care
many
of
I
this
have?
dog.
Look right in the camera.
Okay, that's your fault.
Well, no, they're not all mine.
That's how.
And
she has the fish.
I have the fish. I have to feed the fish every day.
I was going to mention the fish, but Jonathan already made it clear.
Fish are not animals.
Oh, yeah. Say that to George, who spent, half
George
of
is
COVID.
upset.
Paul George?
No, George the fish, who spent almost all of COVID by himself because we couldn't get any more fish.
Oh, that is just depressing.
Yes, but now he has friends.
That is good. Well, he should stop eating all his friends. Then
He wasn't eating all of his friends. His friends were dying at my hand.
Shirley.
I was accidentally feeding them too much.
The fish massacre of 2020.
I can't quite get the right, because see, fish apparently don't know when they're full, and so they just keep eating and eating and eating. So as long as there's food there, they're going to eat. And I did not know that because I don't have fish. I have dogs, and when my dogs are full, they stop eating. So I did not realize I was overfeeding the fish. I killed all of them except for George.
Wow.
George survived, and then he had to be by himself for about 9 months. And then George got friends.
You killed them with kindness.
I did. I killed them with kindness.
What a miserable existence to be in that.
Sorry, George.
Alone. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I did talk to him a lot, but
that's nice.
he just didn't talk back.
You got in the fish tank with him?
No, I just went, hey, George, what are you doing? That kind of thing. So
let's take a time out. We'll come back. Hopefully, Billy Weaver's still standing by. We're about 10 minutes late on that. We will check in with Weave, talk some ECU, local sports, NASCAR, and more. More to go on Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. We're back with you after this.
At Tiebreakers, we pride ourselves on serving
big, juicy wings.
I'm talking
big and juicy.
Our chickens are the same ones that kick sand in the other chickens' faces. If our chickens played football, they'd be linebackers. The competition's chickens, they'd be
skinny little kickers.
Trade those kickers in for linebackers.
Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
The whole family's home. It's almost time to eat again, but you don't feel like cooking again. So close the microwave, put away that box of instant whatever, drop your spatula, pick up the phone, and get a Big Bow box delivered with 8 pieces of legendary fried chicken, fluffy buttermilk biscuits, fixins, and tea. Because no one ever said a home-cooked meal has to be cooked at home. Just tap your favorite delivery app for a Big Bow box at your front door. It's bow time.
If you have family coming over this summer, the last thing you want is your air conditioning to not keep the house cool. Face it, the only thing worse than an irritable mother-in-law is a sweaty mother-in-law. So call Delcor to get ready for summer. For a limited time, put no money down and get 12 months same as cash when replacing an HVAC system. Keep your mother-in-law cool. Everybody will thank you. Go to DelcorInc.com or call 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals.
This is James Greenleaf, the General Manager of Delcor Heating, Coolant, and Plumbing. If you've been holding off on replacing your AC unit, I urge you to make that decision now. The factories have warned all their dealers that HVAC equipment delays will get worse as demand exceeds production capabilities this summer. Don't wait until the peak of the summer heat to get your equipment replaced. Let's get your home ready now. We have great financing options available, including same as cash, no interest, and no payments for 12 months. Call Delcor at 321-8868 or visit us at DelcorInc.com. Delcor, the service professionals.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. The college football magazines are out. We'll tell you what Athlons is predicting for the Pirates right after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Denton Hardy, also known as the Closed Hand.
Back in 2013, there was no F3 here in Greenville. I didn't even know about F3. F3 was only, I think, a couple years old, even in Charlotte. And I've been working out on my own, doing running, lifting weights, doing different things for about 10 years. I was kind of looking for some way to test myself.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
ECU was picked 8th in the 11-team AAC this fall with an Athlon's prediction of 5-7 overall and 3-5 in league play. Pirates on the all-league preseason team include second-team offensive players running back Rajay Harris and receiver Tyler Snead. 2 second-team defensive players include linebacker Xavier Smith and corner Jaquan McMillan. Tyler Snead is also a second-team kick returner. Among position groups, ECU's quarterbacks and wide receivers and tight ends all ranked at number 4 in the league. The bad news, ECU's offensive line and defensive line is ranked 10th out of 11 squads. ECU's opening game opponent, Appalachian State, is picked to win the Sun Belt, and Marshall, ECU's third game opponent, is picked to win Conference USA's East Division. The Pirates have had 6 consecutive losing seasons, and that streak needs to end this year. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit Inside the Booth.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Are you in outside sales and looking for an opportunity to increase your earning potential? CopyPro has been in Eastern North Carolina for over 45 years and continues to grow each year, and they are in need of more sales professionals with a desire to potentially make a 6-figure income. Do you have what it takes? Visit copypro.net today to submit your resume and to learn more. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. We're talking about Hector Santiago. He is the first pitcher to get busted for having a sticky substance while pitching in a baseball game. The Seattle Mariner is said to be appealing his 10-game suspension, although maybe he's not aware that it says the umpiring crew shall be the sole judge as to whether the rules have been violated. So once the umpires determine there is reason to eject him, the suspension is automatic. But why then did they take his glove and put it in a bag like they were going to the FBI?
Right. Yeah, that was very weird.
So,
but the guy that Hector was saying that it was a mixture between rosin and sweat.
Correct.
That turned sticky.
So now they have to take it to the CSI lab,
I guess,
and get it tested.
That was very strange to see.
Anyway, I like. Are y'all on a first name basis? You and Hector?
I couldn't remember his last name, so I just said Hector.
Is it Santiago?
Santiago. Okay.
Let's talk to Billy, who joins us. Full name Billy Weaver on the Fixed NC Live line. Weave, how you doing, man?
Doing good, man. And I've been watching. And I know this is an old series, and I know. First of all, I did want to comment on the Sopranos thing.
Yeah.
Heard y'all talking about that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I love the Sopranos. I was really late on that series, and I'm really late on watching Bones. Have you guys ever watched Bones?
Shirley, you're a Bones fan, right?
love Bones.
I've never got into it.
Great show.
That's where the glove needs to be sent, because
heck yeah,
figure it out.
Send the glove to Bones. All right, that was on Fox, right?
Yep, it was a Fox series.
MLB is on Fox. They could do a whole spin-off show about testing major league players' gloves.
I'd
watch it. It's just stupid enough to work in 2021. So, all right, we've what you been following? The NC State saga is kind of over at this point, but it's kind of still ongoing, I guess. We'll talk about it with Cory Smith from Pack Pride later today, but what a mess that was for the Wolfpack over the weekend.
I hate it for them, man. And I tell you what, it's funny because, I've talked to a lot of Pirate fans and seen a lot of Pirate fans on social media that are like, you know what, I don't root for the NC State, but they're like, what happened to them is wrong. And, I don't know anybody that doesn't feel for NC State. And it was funny, yesterday I was over at Farmville Central for their ring ceremony for the state championship basketball team. And, of course, Terquavion Smith, he's going to NC State. And I was talking to him, and he was at State. He's been there for about a month now. He came back for the ring ceremony. But he said he was at the get-together at Doak Field.
Yeah.
where, Elliott Avent and the players got out there. Class act, by the way, Elliott Avent. That guy is a class act. But, even he was talking about that and how wrong it was. And, I think everybody saw that there was just, I don't know, just something to me is very fishy about that. It's very weird. You go the whole college baseball season without having any COVID issues. I mean, I remember before the season, even East Carolina, they had that cluster at East Carolina where they had a little bit of issues there and they weren't able to get on the field to practice and stuff like that. But then once the season started, you didn't hear a whole lot about it. Then we get all the way to the College World Series. You get a team like NC State who has a legitimate shot at winning a national title, and the rug gets snatched out from under them. And it's tough. It really is. You hate it. But like I said, Elliott Avent, man, he has been a class act through this whole thing.
Traquavion Smith is a good person to talk to about this case, Weave, because he can somewhat relate. Because Baby T and Farmville Central, the last sporting event I attended before COVID 2020 was that packed Minges Coliseum where they won the Eastern Final and were heading off to a championship and didn't get to play it in 2020. Now they come back, they win a championship, so that kind of takes some salt out of the wound there for the Farmville Central Jaguars. But this is a different story where I think Farmville Central was crowned co-champions in 2020, Weave, whereas NC State had to leave without losing their second game. Just a bummer for those guys.
Yeah, I remember. It's funny that you mentioned that because Farmville Central was practicing at Minges Coliseum prior to the state championship game last year before COVID when it started, and I was in there and had just finished interviewing Larry Williford. We were doing a preview piece on the state championships, and at the time there was talk about the ACC championship being suspended or canceled or whatever. We really didn't know what was going on, and I asked Larry if he had heard about that, and he said, no, I hadn't heard anything about that. We've been here practicing. And then the next thing you know, you hear Farmville Central's game has been canceled, and it just kind of went all downhill from there. So that was a very vivid memory for me. I remember that very well last year, and I just kind of remember the look on Larry Williford's face when we were talking about that, and he was like, man, I hope we're able to play, and lo and behold, they weren't. But I was so happy for them yesterday to see them get their rings, 3 state championships, and they're going to be a favorite to win a 4th consecutive state championship, and that's almost unheard of. And I tell you what, they deserve it. That team plays extremely hard. They play together. They're very talented, and Larry definitely gets the best out of his players.
They are a basketball factory over there, boys and girls, when it comes to Farmville Central. I saw some news about our favorite NFL team today, the Washington football team. What's better than one Snyder? How about 2 Snyders? Tanya Snyder, wife of Daniel Snyder, has been named the co-CEO of the franchise. Now, she has been in her charitable work, and she's a breast cancer survivor, one of the main cogs into introducing the NFL's Think Pink campaign, which started all the way back in 1999 now, and you still see it a month out of the year. The players will wear some pink armbands, wristbands, gloves, things like that. So, she's done a fantastic job in her charitable work, but I don't know, bringing in another Snyder for the football team, maybe less Dan, more her, could be a good thing. But I don't know, Eve. Anytime I see the name Snyder and Washington together, it makes my skin crawl a little bit.
It's funny because I was going to ask you a serious question. Is 2 Snyders really better?
It's like 2 wrongs don't make her right.
right. But you know what? She probably has as much experience running a football team as Dan did when he bought the team. So, can she do any worse?
No, hell no.
Seriously,
no.
Can she do any worse?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. The jury's still out.
Some good news here, as no surprise, but the Indianapolis Colts have approved full capacity at home games this season, and that is news because now that is all 32 teams that have said they will be opening up their stadiums. And we, believe it or not, we are only 5 weeks away from the Hall of Fame game. It's the Cowboys and Steelers play August the 5th. So we'll enter July coming up on Thursday, and then that first Thursday in August, there is a football game. So, with high school football, they'll start ramping up things, and then we'll get to fall camp for ECU and training camp for NFL. And look, I'm not going to rush away your Julys, folks, but it is exciting to know football is on the horizon.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get real excited yet about the full capacity thing, and the only reason I say that is because I'm going to make a full circle here with the NC State thing.
Yeah.
Is because there were 20,000 fans in Omaha, and they were touting, oh, we're back and all this stuff, and then look what happened. That doesn't mean COVID is gone. That doesn't mean that games won't be canceled, that teams won't be affected.
True.
So I just hope that's not the case. Now, with that being said, obviously, very cool that we're trying to get back to normal, and the more that we can get back in that direction, the better, obviously. So I think that's great that all 32 teams have now said they'll go to full capacity. That's great, and it is. I mean, football is king, man, and they move the needle, and July will start training camps. So that's going to be very interesting to see how those are run now, because training camps were a little bit different last year, obviously, for obvious reasons. So that's going to be nice to see, fans back in training camps.
Yeah,
I would imagine training camps are going to be very popular.
I think it was the Chargers I saw yesterday. We've announced that they'll be having open camp for a couple weeks while they're having training camp, so they'll invite fans back. I think Washington's going to be in Richmond, I believe. So yeah, and you're right. With fans being away from football for a year, that probably will be well attended, I would think, coming up in late July.
It will be, and I've been to Bon Secours in Richmond, where the then Redskins, now Washington football team, holds their training camp, and I actually went there and during the RG3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a great atmosphere. It really was. I mean, it's hot in the summertime, and but people want to get out and travel, and they've got time during the summer to be able to do things like that. And it was a really good atmosphere. They had, vendors out there and tents that you could go into and cool off and buy merchandise, and you can go out there and kind of watch guys run around and get, excited for football. So I liked training camps. I thought they were fun. As a fan, anyway, they were a lot of fun. Covering them from the media perspective is not as exciting because you're just, yapping about stuff you don't even really know what's going to happen, who's going to be on the roster and all that stuff, and a lot of guys that aren't even going to make the squad.
Yeah.
As a fan, to go out there and get excited for football is really cool.
We talked earlier, Billy, I saw it earlier today, Pirate alumni tweeting out that the first mascot for ECU was a Great Dane named Buck. And I floated around the idea we need to bring back Buck, get Buck back on the sidelines. But you know what? If that idea goes over lukewarm, how about this one? We need a name for the Washington football team. How about the Washington Great Danes?
No, don't like it.
Okay, all right. Well, we ran it up the ladder, and Billy threw it down the ladder. So there you go.
The Washington Great Danes. I don't know. I mean, wait a minute. Is there another team anywhere? Like, I can't think of right off the top of my head. I know that there's a college team.
Albany?
Or Great. Is it Albany? Yeah, because it's only one team I can think that has a Great Dane mascot.
Yeah, Albany is the Great Danes. Yep.
Yeah. So that.
All right.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I told you, man. I'm a big fan of the Red Hawks. I like Washington Red Hawks.
What's a Red Hawk?
A Red Hawk?
Yeah. I've never seen a Red Hawk.
Well, I mean, you've seen like red birds and blue birds and black birds.
Yeah, they're cardinals. I don't know. Playing devil's advocate. We're gonna have a think tank every Tuesday, Billy, until they come up with a name. We're gonna do this. Just go back and forth.
Yeah.
All right. Good news for me. Kyle Larson finally didn't win a race. In fact, he didn't win 2 races in a row. And both the guys that did were on Clip Brock Racing. So I finally got 2 up on Troy D here with Alex Bowman and Kyle Busch winning. And I thought about this, Weave, and you have watched NASCAR and are a bigger viewer. You know a lot more about it than I do. But the fuel mileage racing that happens, maybe if it was like that every week, it might get boring, but for it to happen every now and then, and like we saw over the weekend, I think it's pretty exciting. There's a lot of strategy involved. There's a guy out front running away from everybody, but in this case, Denny Hamlin had to pit with one lap left to go because he wasn't going to make it. I found it pretty fascinating, at least to watch the ends of those races to see who was going to have enough fuel to win it. And on Sunday, it happened to be Kyle Busch overtaking Denny Hamlin.
Yeah, it is. It's fun to watch sometimes. And you know what really amazes me is that the technology that that these crew chiefs and these crew chiefs know these cars so well that they can calculate exactly how far these cars can go, and the drivers, now give it to the drivers as well, to be able to save fuel when you're leading and you're out and you're laying off the gas, or you're drafting a little bit differently to be able to save fuel. It's incredible the strategy that is involved in fuel mileage and saving fuel at the end of the race. So I agree with you, it's fun, and I agree with you as well, where I don't think it would be fun to see all the time. It's not one of those things that I would like to see, but there are certain tracks where there aren't a lot of cautions, and anytime you have a track where there are not a lot of cautions, or you have a field that kind of gets spread out, then fuel mileage can come into play. And it's just amazing to me to see that, some of these guys have it down to the hundreds of feet that they can go on a certain amount of fuel. So yeah, it's really cool. And you almost lost the first Pocono race with Larson had he not cut a tire down, because he was going to win that race. So that was pretty interesting too. And that was, that's something about NASCAR that's really really cool. And kind of the old saying, it ain't over till it's over. Well, that's definitely the case in NASCAR, because you could be leading 499 of a 499 miles of a 500-mile race, but that last mile, something might happen. Wreck, loose wheel, get fuel mileage. It could be anything. So that's what makes NASCAR so exciting to watch.
Road America, July 4th, falling on a Sunday this year, and the race will be at Road America. I'm looking this up. It looks like it's Wisconsin. It is a road course. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah, it's a 4-mile road course, and they haven't been there. They haven't raced there in the NASCAR Cup Series since 1956.
Wow.
So the Cup Series drivers don't know much about it. Now, they run some Xfinity Series races there, and of course, all eyes are going to be on Chase Elliott. The guy is a road course master. Of course, he's, gunning for Jeff Gordon's record of road course victories for Cup drivers. He's going to get it just because, like we had talked about before, there are more opportunities now with road courses. They've got so many more on the schedule than, Jeff Gordon was ever able to run in. So there's that. But, another reason that Chase is going to be a favorite is not only because he races so well on road courses, but he knows Road America as well, because he's run there a few times in Xfinity Series races. So he's definitely going to be one to watch. Kyle Larson is good, and because those Hendrick Motorsports cars have been so dominant lately. Now they had their sixth race streak snapped by Kyle Busch at Pocono on Sunday, but Hendrick drivers are really great. And I thought it was really cool this last week that the news broke that Jeff Gordon's going to be the number 2 in command at Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah, Hades leaving the booth. I really enjoy him with Mike Joy and Clint Boyer, but he was already involved, right? Now he's just becoming a bigger capacity there.
Yeah, he had always had a stake in the team, as far as he had an ownership stake in it. Of course, he hired Jimmy Johnson. A lot of people don't remember that. He was the guy that hired Jimmy Johnson, the 7-time champion. So he had always talked about going back to Hendrick Motorsports. He just wasn't ready for that. He wanted to go into the booth and do some of that stuff and kind of travel a little bit, which he was able to do, because as you can imagine, being number 2 in command at Hendrick Motorsports is pretty daunting. It's the most popular, the most successful team in NASCAR. And when the old man retires and gives up, gives the reins over it, Jeff Gordon's going to be number one at Hendrick Motorsports.
Yeah.
And at 49, that's a pretty lucrative deal for Jeff Gordon.
Billy Weaver joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. We've enjoyed the chat. We'll have best ofs running next week, so we won't talk to you for a while, but maybe we'll see you down at the beach. How's everything going with Billy's Beach Breakfast?
Going good. You know, we got a holiday weekend coming up, so we're going to open up a little bit early and stay open later, and
nice.
Hopefully take advantage. Hey, you know, I was talking to Shirley last night over at Farmville Pizza. You know, she's a Farmville girl, and now I'm a Farmville guy, so we're kind of neighbors, I guess. Now, I guess we have something more in common. But I saw her, and I had an idea. I thought that next time we get together for a press box, that I'll have to make a bunch of breakfast sandwiches, and we'll do a press box breakfast lunch, like a brunch thing. I'll bring some of the goodies there.
Well, I didn't show up for the last one, but I'll certainly show up for this one. You got me hooked. So yes, bring it on. In fact, let's record one tomorrow. Why wait?
Now I have all my stuff down at the beach, so I have to have advance notice on this so I can bring the goods back.
Man, that'd be awesome.
Back to Greenville.
Absolutely, I'm 100%. Let's make it happen.
Maybe we can do that at sometime in August when we get a football show going on. And
definitely,
our first football show, we can do a Billy's Beach breakfast.
Sold. I'm in 100%. We've enjoyed the chat, man. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk again soon.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Billy Weaver, WITN Sports Director, joining us today on the Fixed NC Live line. Let's take a time out. We'll wrap up hour number 1 and get you set for hour 2, where Connor Norby will join us inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll talk about his ECU career and what is next for the Pirates' second baseman. We will wrap up hour 1 when we return after this. The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. Stop by AJ's on Monday for open mic, music on the patio on Tuesday, sports trivia with me, Clip Brock, on Wednesdays, and music bingo on Thursday. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Introducing Tommy Club, the best car wash value anywhere. Starting at just $19.99 a month, you can wash your car as often as you like, and also take advantage of our express lanes exclusively for Tommy Club members. You can enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride to a spot-free shine faster and as often as you like when you're a member of Tommy Club. Plus, our vacuums and mat washers are always free. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that was Parmesan. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey, Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan-crusted papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan-crusted papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates. Hey, Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now for all games June through September at Orioles.com/tickets. Single game options are flexible and affordable with individual tickets starting as low as $15. You can choose from popular promo dates and fan favorite giveaways, including bobbleheads, t-shirts, caps, and more. Simply select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets. That's single game tickets as low as $15. Available to all fans now at Orioles.com/tickets.
Do you find yourself hungry, but looking for some new and different options? Then the Bodega Market Cafe in Uptown Greenville is for you. They offer a full-service menu featuring breakfast, lunch, and dinner, also with a variety of unique vegan selections. Dine in or sit outside in their great outdoor dining area. Plus, they're always ready for pickup or delivery. Open 24/7 for your convenience. The Bodega Market Cafe, located in Uptown Greenville, across from the BB&T.
In studio with String Bing, also known as Rob Hall to friends and family, YF3.
I told somebody recently that how many guys could you call if something hit the fan at 2 o'clock in the morning that would be there for you? A lot of folks don't know who they'd call. I have 100 guys that I could call that I know would be there. So F3 is a band of brothers, and if you're looking for a group of guys that'll hold you accountable and will push you to be a better father, to be a better leader, to be a better citizen in the community, F3 is for you.
Learn more today at F3ENC.com.
This is Big John Williams, strength and conditioning coach for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour is brought to you by University PC Care, your local tech support experts for all your personal and business needs. Visit universitypccare.com to learn more today. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. You've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful, and that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As the business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank and Trust is here to be responsive to your needs. Select Bank's team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank and Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's Clip Rock.
All right, here on this program, we talk sports. We try to inform you, every now and then entertain, but also we give you PSAs, public service announcements, things you need to know and be aware of. Mm-hmm. And what you need to know right now is there is a venomous cobra on the loose in Raleigh.
Yeah, that's a giant nope rope is what I call that.
Hey, what now?
A nope rope.
Okay. Oh, a nope rope.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's what I call snakes, nope ropes.
This is a, let me get the name here, a zebra cobra. That doesn't even sound like a real thing, but it is. It is a African snake, and it was kept by one of these idiots who like to have venomous snakes in their house for whatever reason, and they get loose. Have you ever seen Jurassic Park? You see what happens now? It's going to get out. It's going to create an entire statewide full of venomous zebra cobras.
Those people can get in trouble for this.
And it says in the article, North Carolina is one of the few states that has no ban on exotic pets.
Well, there should be now, because that sucker. Because if you've done your research on what a zebra cobra can do, they can spit that venom up to 700 feet.
Once again, have you seen Jurassic Park? That the dinosaur that kills Newman?
Yes.
That spits in his face and then eats him?
Yep.
Off camera?
Gross.
700 feet?
700. Yeah, 700. Maybe it's not 700 feet. It's 700
Surely
something.
it's not Steve Irwin.
70 feet.
Okay.
70 feet.
God, that's still a long ways.
Yeah.
Man.
I don't know why I had that extra zero in there. No wonder you gave me that look earlier, like, oh!
If you get hit with something that's not bird poo,
it can cause blindness, sometimes even death, and it is especially dangerous to, well, obviously small children, cats, and dogs.
Where do you even begin to look?
The dark web, the web, I don't know.
No, where do you begin to look for a snake?
For the snake.
Oh, you just don't.
Cool
you just
places.
Keep your head up and don't even look.
Keep your head on a swivel.
Walk with a machete. I don't know.
So this dude's like big on TikTok and like social media, showing all his pictures off, and he's got one of this.
That is a big snake. That is not a little snake.
It says all smiles from this big girl, and now this big girl is on the loose, and I might
and
move.
she's got a little taste of freedom. Yeah.
I don't feel safe in Greenville.
No. That thing could hitch a ride.
So anyway, be careful, folks. All right, that'll wrap up hour one.
There'll be less traffic in Raleigh, I can tell you that much.
We'll talk to Cory Smith about that from Raleigh, live from Raleigh, coming up at 5 o'clock. You thought we were going to talk baseball? No, we're talking Zebra Cobra.
Jeez. And it's all over the news. I mean, this is not, I've seen it from multiple news outlets. It is not, it's become a pretty big story.
Yeah. It made it to Pirate Radio Live. You know, it's a big story then. We got a big guest on tap.
What about a story?
What about Connor Norby is going to join us live in the Pirate Radio studios when we return on this Tuesday edition of Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Best-selling author and motivational speaker John Gordon.
The research shows those are the marriages that are more likely to stay together, where the spouse says, or the partner says, hey, can you show me this, or can you help me with the groceries? And you just make those small moments, small interactions of time. That is really the number one predictor of whether a marriage stays together.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is here and I want to invite your son to attend Cliff Godwin Youth Camps. We will offer 3 sessions the weeks of June 28th, July 12th, and July 26th. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium and campers will get baseball instruction from members of the 2021 ECU baseball team. Campers will also play games and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions are offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there. Go Pirates.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Jersey Mike's would like to dedicate the next 3 seconds to our new grilled portobello mushroom and Swiss sub. Trust us, it tastes good too, because fresh ingredients make a sub above. If Jersey Mike's turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's, because premium meat makes a sub above.
Safety comes first at Greenville Utilities. Did you know that by itself, natural gas is completely odorless? As a safety precaution, a chemical is added to the gas that gives it a distinctive and unpleasant odor. This allows you to detect the slightest amount of natural gas both indoors and outdoors. If you smell a strong odor of natural gas in or near your home, you should immediately call Greenville Utilities. GUC maintains staff around the clock in order to provide immediate response to emergencies such as natural gas leaks. You can count on GUC to keep safety job number one.
You can paint these peaches purple!
Classic sports moments never get old, and neither does classic food from CPW's. CPW's classic menu is back with all of your favorites like tortellini CPW's, Cajun chicken and pasta, classic lasagna, the garbage pizza, the stromboli, calzone, Atlantic salmon, the Cajun fried shrimp wrap, and more. Start every meal off with your favorite beverage and CPW's fresh baked bread and garlic butter. CPW's, serving classics in Greenville since 1995. Stanton Square near the hospital.
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now for all games June through September at Orioles.com/tickets. Single game options are flexible and affordable with individual tickets starting as low as $15. You can choose from popular promo dates and fan favorite giveaways, including bobbleheads, t-shirts, caps, and more. Simply select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets. That's single game tickets as low as $15. Available to all fans now at Orioles.com/tickets.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. From sales to service, Greenville Auto World has all of your vehicle needs covered. Shop all of their inventory now at greenvilleautoworld.net. If you're also looking for someone to service your vehicle, Greenville Auto World has a full service and repair facility. Brakes, oil changes, tires, inspections, and they can repair any kind of vehicle. Greenville Auto World, across from Speedway at Bells Fork and online at greenvilleautoworld.net. Thanks to Tim Sutton and Jim Rogers of their sponsorship of the program. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, welcome back into Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Coming up later on this hour, we'll talk to Stephen Igoe, hoist the colors at 5 o'clock. Cory Smith from Pack Pride, as we'll continue to talk about the fallout from NC State leaving Omaha after only losing one game. We all know what happened there at this point, but still a lot coming out with that story. Coming up later on this week, we will talk to former Pirate pitcher Tyler Smith. He'll join us on Friday. We've had a good time catching up with Pirates here since the season has ended. We've had Matt Bridges, Cam Colmore in here, also Gavin Williams, and today, honored to have Connor Norby hanging out inside the Pirate Radio studios. Connor, appreciate your time, man. How you doing?
I appreciate this. I'm good. I
didn't recognize you without eye black on. I've never seen you without eye black on a thing.
I did think about it.
You should have put it on if you came in. Connor, you kind of said the same thing off the air a moment ago that Gavin said. You don't know what to do with this new free time that you've been given. What's it been like since the season has ended?
It's weird. That's about as good as I can describe it. Usually don't get too much, but now you can take a nap in the middle of the day and you don't feel bad about it. But it's weird that you get all this free time. You really don't know what to do.
So season ends, and now you look ahead to the upcoming Major League Baseball draft. And Connor, what are they saying about Connor Norby as far as draft status goes? What are you hearing? Have you talked to teams? What's going on with that?
So I've talked to a handful of teams. My agent or advisor, he kind of handles it all, which is good because it keeps my stress levels down a little bit. But I mean, it kind of goes through him. I don't know. We don't know anything yet. We're still a couple weeks out, but I'm sure I'll know more near the end of this coming week, and even into next week. I'm sure we'll know more.
What kind of training are you doing day to day right now to just, keep loose, make sure you don't lose any of what you did this past season and the previous season? So what are you doing to get yourself better here at this time?
I've just been working out every day at Next Level with Trent. He's awesome over there, and I appreciate what they've done for me. And then on top of that, I'll go hit. Me and Franny will go hit every day, and Stump will go hit, and that's about all we're doing.
Just hitting. How many swings you take a day, you think?
I'm a big quality over quantity, so I don't like to take too many. It could be anywhere from 75 to 120. I don't think that's too much. You kind of differs based off the individual, though.
You've had a little time now since the season ended, Connor. Another great season for East Carolina. You get to host a regional. You get to win that regional, 3 straight W's. Then you go to Vanderbilt and lose a couple in the super regional. So despite how it ended, are you able to look back on it and say, man, that was a great season we just had? Well, what are your thoughts on it?
When you look back at it, you look at it like that was awesome, like go down in the record books. But at the heat of the moment, you just think about Nashville and how it happened. But I've had some time to reflect on it. We gave them everything we got. We went toe to toe with 2 of the best arms arguably ever in the history of college baseball. But I'm so proud of where we started, where we finished. We went through a lot of stuff this year, whether it was off the field, on the field, injuries. We had the injury bug a little bit this year, but I mean, we were awesome, and I loved that team, and it was so much fun all year.
You mentioned injuries. Of course, Lane Hoover suffered the worst of the collision earlier in the year, but Cliff Godwin spoke throughout the season how whatever injury you suffered from that collision kind of lingered with you, right? So what injury did you have, and how are you feeling health-wise right now?
So I had a partial tear in my quad. It was a 3.5-inch tear. It sounds worse than it is, but I mean, it's still a tear. I played through that the whole year. I got pretty much 100% near the end, which was what the goal was with the doctors and everything, but I did play through that the whole year.
Zach Womack's a great guy, but you don't want to see too much of him, right? That's a bad thing during the season.
Yeah, he loves giving treatment, but he also, like, you got to catch him on the right day because he's got a lot of guys to deal with.
Yeah.
Those pitchers love to see him.
Yeah, Bridges said he got to know him quite well over his time at ECU.
He's awesome.
Connor, I want to go back. I had Spencer Brickhouse on the show a couple weeks ago, and I was looking at the 2019 stats, and I look at your numbers, 194. And I think that's important to bring up because it shows that if you don't come in and set the world on fire, it doesn't mean you're not going to be an All-American. And you come back in 2020, hit over 400 in a shortened season, and we all know the 2021 you had, which was unbelievable, All-American, and all the accolades you received. So I don't know. What about the growth you made as a person and then as a hitter, going from 194 to hitting over 400 2 straight years?
I mean, it's cool to say that. I think my career is different than anyone else's has ever been. I played one full season. That's really what it came down to. And I mean, I've grown a lot, and freshman year had a lot of struggles both on and off the field. And me and Coach Godwin met at the end of the year, and we kind of laid down the law a little bit. But he also kind of gave me that confidence that I think I was 19 at the time, that a 19-year-old needed. And I went to summer ball and continued to build on. I had success near the end of that freshman year, and I built off that, and then came back with a chip on my shoulder, and I think that's why I'm here today. It's just continued to grow.
We're going to keep an eye on all the Pirates playing summer ball right now, and Shirley gave an update earlier today, but a guy like Jacob Starling, Riley Johnson being able to get at bats every day, and we talked a lot about what Alec Burleson did in the Cal Ripken League after his freshman year. And really, that can kind of give you confidence, right, and carry over into your next college season.
Absolutely. I didn't trade the summer ball experience for the world. I thought it was so much fun, and you learn a lot about yourself as a player, really. And a lot of guys go to summer ball, and I've never heard anyone complain about it being terrible. And no matter where you're at, like, they all enjoy it. Everyone enjoys it. And some guys who don't get playing time as much as they could or should during the season, they go there and they get to play. And when you let guys play, I mean, they do what they've been doing.
Also, let me ask you about this in 2019. I don't remember this at all, Connor, but 2 appearances on the mound, an inning and 2/3, 1 strikeout, an ERA of 0. I don't. Connor Norby on the mound. Tell us about that.
I'm still a 2-way. No matter what Coach Godwin says, Coach Dietrich, no matter what he says, I am 2-way. We are 2-way U.
Yeah.
But I came in originally as a hitter and a pitcher, and pitched in the fall a little bit that freshman year. I think I threw against Wright State my first outing, and then I didn't get another one till Louisville. And it's a funny. I remember after the Louisville, I think I went an inning, didn't have a base runner, and that was game 1. Text Coach Godwin that night. I'm like, hey, you need me to go tomorrow?
Give me the ball.
I'm good.
You're about the only one that didn't give up anything against Louisville. I hate to say that, but that was kind of rough. But
I let some guys know here and there. Like,
I'm sure.
You remember Louisville, yeah, because I do.
And it's interesting to talk to you guys who were either pitchers who turned into hitters or vice versa. Matt Bridges had the big RBI hit on the road earlier this year. He was happy about that. Cam Colmore said his one complaint about Cliff Godwin was he promised him an AB and he never got it.
I've heard that story.
He was sour about that.
Cam has talked. All the pitchers want to hit. Bridgie, Cam, Mayhew, and Cooch are probably the biggest guys that
we've seen. Cooch up there a little bit.
I think Saylor had a few at bats freshman year in the regional. I could be wrong.
And it was interesting. Gavin said he had no interest in hitting. He was fine just being on the mound.
See, I heard Gavin was a good hitter in high school.
I imagine so.
That's the only compliment I'll give him. But I think he was a pretty good hitter. But I don't think it's the smartest thing for him to hit right now.
So you live with Gavin, correct? Does he ever talk to you? He is he's a very polite young man. He's a great guy. Tough to get words out of him though.
He's more vocal at the house.
Okay.
He's hilarious.
Got to get to know him.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
I asked him about like his favorite movie, TV show. He was like, I like baseball.
He's not very good at the interview type stuff.
We talked more during commercial breaks than we did when we were on the air.
Yeah.
Like when we were just chatting, he was pretty good. But
I don't know.
And all you guys, man, Cliff Godwin touts the GPA for the team, and I don't think I've ever interacted with you, but I have with a lot of the players, and all seem like great dudes. Like that might be part of Cliff's recruiting, it might be part of his coaching once you guys get here, but that really kind of builds a bond, right, with you guys?
Absolutely. It's one of the key things you learn as a freshman. Everyone comes in all cocky, I guess, in a sense. Myself probably more so than others, but you kind of learn to drop it. You drop your ego because it's bigger than you. It really is.
Connor Norby hanging out inside the Pirate Radio studios. We'll take a time out, come back. We'll talk more about his time at East Carolina, look back at his fantastic All-American 2021 season. That and more on the way when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Chico's Mexican Restaurant is the home of the best margaritas. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's every Tuesday for the Gulp of Mexico, a huge 46-ounce lime margarita for only $6.99. On Thursdays, relax and enjoy half-price pitchers of Chico's house margaritas. Choose from lime, strawberry, blood orange, raspberry, or peach.
For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's in downtown Greenville, and now available through DoorDash, featuring a half-gallon of the famous margarita mix to go for only $9.99. Chico's, where the fiesta never ends.
In a world of fake profiles, fake tans, and fake flavors, naturally flavored Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer strives for realness. It's USDA certified organic, with no sugar or carbs, and only 80 calories. So the only thing touching your taste buds is organic, refreshing, and delicious. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. As real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly. Not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. IRC Beer. St. Louis, Missouri 63118.
Hello, this is Talbot Green with Angel Oak Home Loans. Now's the time to take advantage of the opportunity to buy more home or refinance your current mortgage at historically low rates. The combination of our local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for most financial situations. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060.
NMLS 1719250, Equal Housing Lender.
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's. the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Ahoy, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express. We're here to serve our pirate community by offering easy payments for easy ownership. For you landlubbers, R&R will install a new set of tires for just $20. $50 installs new custom wheels and tires. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
This is Stephen Igoe. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
This is Coach Blake Harrell, defense coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio for 18 years. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Rock.
All right, Connor Norby hanging out. Another segment here on Pirate Radio Live on a Tuesday. Connor, I asked this to Gavin, and as a sports fan, sometimes when my team loses, I'll completely stop watching the rest of the season, the tournament. How about you as a player? When ECU is eliminated, did you watch what's going on in Omaha? Have you kept up with it at all?
I think I've watched every game.
Okay, so you're still into it.
Yeah,
I am. Game 2 tonight, I don't believe Rocker's going to be able to go. He threw Friday, so Vandy going to try to win without him. What do you think happens tonight against Mississippi State?
I'm hoping State wins.
That's okay. So you're anti-Vandy at this point?
I don't know. I kind of been pulling for Vandy a little bit. Obviously, what happened to NC State, I don't like State, but I definitely didn't want them to lose the way they did.
Sure.
But I think I kind of want Mississippi State. They've never won a national title in anything, so I think I'm going to go with Hail State, the Oma Dogs, or whatever they call it.
And here's a good one I've been asking everybody. Who is your favorite team to beat? Who is your least favorite team to, and Tulane was a popular answer amongst your teammates. How about you?
I think Tulane would be, in conference-wise, definitely Tulane.
A lot of chirping?
It doesn't stop. They like to run their mouths, but that's their game. You can't really listen to them. It's hard to tune it out at sometimes, but that's just their game.
Did you watch any of Tennessee? It seems like they have a lot of that going on too. It's kind of their brand of baseball, I guess.
I've watched a few games throughout the year. I never really noticed it until they were playing, I think Texas, and that was when I saw it. And then the announcer had said something like, "That's just who they are." Like, yeah. I did not.
Their head coach is kind of that way. The pitching coach got tossed. That might have been the game you're talking about. Yeah. And look, I don't know how much talking you do. You've pimped a home run or two. So what are the unwritten rules on that, Connor? As long as you're not showing the pitcher up or anything. Like, what's your thought process on it?
I can name 2 off the top of my head that I definitely pimped. But I don't even mean to do it. It just kind of happens. The hat just goes flying, I guess.
Can't control it after you drop a bomb.
Yeah.
and to your credit, like to the hitter's credit, I've asked Gavin and Bridges and those guys, and they're like, "Hey, guy hits a home run off of me. He can do whatever he wants. It's my job to get him out." Mm-hmm. So, if a pitcher strikes you out and wants to do the Trevor Bauer or Conor McGregor walk, it's all fair game, I guess.
I don't have a problem with it. I think it draws interest to the fans. I like it. If you watch Trevor Bauer, he's all for it. I kind of believe what he believes in a little bit. I think it brings excitement to the game.
Who are the hitters you grew up watching, liking, enjoying? Who are some guys you like right now that maybe try to model your hitting after?
Growing up, so I originally grew up in Minnesota. I lived there till I was a freshman in high school. So I was a big Twins fan, unfortunately. Torii Hunter was kind of the guy I grew up watching. I think now that I actually understand it and I'm older, I don't really try to model my swing really after him, but I'll watch them based off just what they do. I like LeMahieu from the Yankees, but Bichette's a good one to watch. So those are probably the two main guys I like watching.
How about defensively, Connor? Played a good second base for the Pirates. I know Jeff Palumbo and the staff really stresses good defensive baseball. How much have you grown in that area, and how much of that is a focus for you as you get ready, prepared for the draft?
First of all, Coach Palumbo was awesome. That guy completely transformed me, and he's transformed everybody that's gone through the program. He's truly one of a kind. But I mean, I came in, I know, an average defender at best, and I would consider myself an elite defender. I don't consider myself just a hitter. I consider myself a jack of all trades, so I want to do everything. I want to be good at everything, and I take pride in defense, whereas I used to not. But now I actually take pride in it, and I enjoy it. Obviously, I want to go hit 4 hits every game, but I like defense. I do. You
led the team in dingers, but also you're hitting the ball all over the place, pulling backside, whatever, up the middle. It seems like baseball has gone more to a home run or strikeout game, especially in the majors. So how do you kind of buck that trend and hit for power, but also make sure you can hit for contact?
I think counts kind of tell you when you can kind of free swing a little bit, and situations, score of the game type stuff, where the runners are. But I mean, I don't like to strike out. I don't strike out very often. I think if it's better, I mean, what do you do if you strike out instead of putting the ball in play? Nothing good happens if you strike out. So at least if you put the ball in play, you have to make them make a play. And I'm a big believer in that.
I would say 34 Ks and 246 at bats as a leadoff hitter is not that bad. That's pretty solid. And I remember a comment Cliff made earlier in the year where I don't know if you didn't want to hit leadoff or uncomfortable, but he said something to the effect of he just kind of told you like right before a game that you're hitting leadoff and it's his decision, so go hit leadoff. What was that like moving up in the order and hitting leadoff?
Well, the plan was last year during the COVID season to hit leadoff, and I think 2 days out, I've been hitting leadoff all spring and didn't really have a great spring. He comes up to me 2 days before and he's like, "I'm not batting you leadoff, you're batting 2. We'll go with Hoover 1." I was like, all right. At that point, I was fine with that. I did not want any part in leadoff. And then this year was kind of similar. I don't remember exactly where I was in the lineup, but when Hoover went down, he didn't say a word. Not one word to me. I saw the lineup about 10 minutes before the game,
and you were up there.
And I was right. I was like, all right, well, here we go. And then I'd heard some stuff after the game that was the plan. We were gonna ride with it, and I was like, I'm fine with it. I think I had a good game, so I was like, yeah. I'll keep me there.
Why does it matter to you? Like, is it a different mental approach? Lead off, second, third in the order?
I think it can at times, but at the same time, like, your job is to hit. It doesn't matter where you are. As a leadoff hitter, you want to just get on base and get on base for the big guys, and that's basically what it comes. It just depends on where you're at in the lineup.
Connor, what was it like going from February, where it's cold and you're playing in front of like 30 people, to the scene at the regional? I mean, I'm so glad for you guys and for Coach and the Pirate fans too that we got to experience that one weekend here in Greenville with all the fans back. It was awesome.
It was unbelievable. We kind of, Carolina at home, it was still limited capacity, but that felt like a full crowd almost with the energy that they brought. But it was like, dang, if only we got what we were supposed to get. Like, we would have 4,000 people here on a Tuesday night. But when we had the regional, oh my God, I tried not building it up in my head, but I remember the couple nights before, I'd lost a little sleep thinking about it because I knew the fans were going to be into it. I just remember telling all the freshmen and young guys and just enjoy it because it doesn't happen all the time, and it's going to be the most fun that you had.
That's really cool. It wasn't that was it the Turner Brown to Ryder Giles message, and now that's being passed down.
Yeah,
that's really cool. Also, Connor, I've heard I got some buddies who have kids that have said that like one in particular, he's an ECU fan, but really he's a Connor Norby fan. You're his guy, and you're very welcoming to the fans, to the kids, and that helps grow the game. It helps grow Pirate fans for the future, and we like hearing stuff like that too about you.
I mean, I can't nobody wanted my autograph freshman year, so I mean, I try to sign it. I try to sign anything I can now. I love it. It's cool seeing all the younger fans because they want to be in the same uniform you are, and they might be one day.
Who's next at second base for ECU? Is it Starling? Is it other? Who's the next Connor Norby on this roster? Which I don't know if we're going to get a guy hitting 415, but who's going to fill your shoes, Connor?
I mean, I can't make that decision. That's Coach Godwin's decision, but I do like Starling a lot. I think he learned a lot. I mean, he's playing well in summer ball. That's just a start for him. I think he's going to find himself here in the next few months and be ready to roll when he gets back. They got another infielder I know, a JUCO guy. I've heard some good things about him. But, I mean, it could be anybody. Like, you just never know. It could be Alec Makarevich. Guys get moved around all the time. Like, look at Francisco. That guy was a hitter only, and this year they stuck him out in the outfield.
Well, you said you're a two-way guy, and the numbers prove it. You've pitched and hit. But that is one thing it seems like Cliff Godwin brings in, too, is guys that can play multiple positions. And you can play outfield, corner, infield, pitch, whatever. A lot of versatility up and down the roster for you guys.
It increases your value, and it definitely gets you a better chance of getting on the field for sure. Because Coach G's one of those guys that likes to use a lot of different guys throughout a game. I know there's a lot of times where he'll clear the bench to the point where if we don't win or lose in this inning, we're going to have to go with pitchers in the field. I'm not kidding. There's been a few times where it's been like that, where we had nobody left.
Remind me, so you played second, you pitched. Did you play anywhere else in your 2 and short season at ECU?
I played third base a little bit freshman year. And then I played short a little bit this year when Ryder went into pitch.
All right.
But other than those 4, I haven't been anywhere.
Zach Agnos, a guy that's very versatile. I love talking to Jake and getting to know Zach a little bit. But you mentioned you came in cocky. I don't know if the Agnoses are cocky necessarily, but they do carry a bit of swag about them.
They do, yeah. I'm never going to tell Zach this, though. He's definitely not soft-spoken, but I love that kid.
It was no surprise he was on top of the dog pile with his face showing.
Oh, yeah, he wants to be the center of attention, and I love it. I love it.
Connor Norby joining us inside the Pirate Radio studio. So the draft is in July. What is your day-to-day like until then, Connor? What are you doing during the day?
So I'm going to be heading home, and then I have to...
Where's home for you?
Kernersville, Winston-Salem.
Gotcha.
So I'm going home, and then I fly out to San Diego for a draft workout on Thursday, I believe, and then I'll be back, and then I think I have to fly basically right out to Tampa right after that for another workout, and then I'm kind of hanging out until the 11th, basically.
So these workouts, who's putting those on? Is that like a Major League Baseball thing, or okay?
It is, yeah. It's like the executives and all that areas.
Kind of like a combine type thing where they get to see you. And
some of them are. I know the San Diego one's a little bit like that. I think there's 20-some guys showing up. A lot of them high schoolers, some other college guys, I believe. But as far as I know, the Tampa Bay is the I don't know how many are going to be there. Maybe 5 or 6, as far as I know.
How many mock drafts have you looked at?
None.
None?
I really haven't. I mean, I don't know if I'm a high enough name yet to look at it. I'm curious to see where Gavin's been. He's been first round as you should be.
Yeah. But your name's going to get called. Did you said you had were a Twins fan growing up. Are you still a fan of the Twins, or?
I am, even though it's really hard to be a Twins fan right now.
Well, I'm older than you. I hate the Twins because they beat the Braves in the World Series. When I really first got into it, I was like 9 years old, 91.
Mm-hmm.
And Dan Gladden. I hate Kent Herbeck. I don't even know if you know that.
Kirby Puckett, yeah.
Puckett was awesome. Jack Morris. That was the first team I really hated as a sports fan. And still holding on to some of that hatred today. Connor Norby joining us. All right, I'm going to ask you some questions I asked Gavin. We'll see if you have an answer, because Gavin was like, yeah, man, I just play baseball. Dude, what's your favorite? Well, let's go to music. What do you listen to music-wise?
I kind of listen to everything. Country, pop, a little bit of rap. I kind of listen to a little bit of everything.
What was, I should know this. I was saying, what was your walk-up song this year?
I had No Hands by Waka Flocka, and then I went to Square Dance by Eminem, and everyone thought I was crazy for it.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so what are you watching on TV? What's your favorite TV show, and what are you currently watching, if anything?
I don't watch too many TV shows, but if I do, it's probably going to be Criminal Minds.
Okay.
I like SWAT. It's on Hulu. Another Criminal Minds guy's in it, but Outer Banks. Those Last Chance
Season 2 coming up.
Yeah, Last Chance U. Those are about the 4 TV shows I watch. I watch a ton of movies though. I'm a big movie buff.
What's your favorite? What's the best movie you've seen most recently? Like, what's your favorite you've seen recently, or all time? Give me something.
Recently I watched Remorse. It's a brand new one with Michael B. Jordan. That one was really good. I finally have seen Now You See Me and Now You See Me Too. It's kind of like a magician type thing.
Oh, that's pretty old, right?
Yeah.
I've seen
I like those.
You into scary movies? Have you seen Hereditary?
I've not seen Hereditary, but I am into scary movies. Me, Josh Moylan, and Thomas Francisco, every night in Clearwater and Nashville, we were watching a scary movie in their room.
All right, so that's the move.
Yeah.
I saw that Hereditary last week. I would recommend that one. It's pretty creepy. So
I know they got some good ones coming out soon that I'm looking forward to.
So are you a sports fan? It's interesting, like doing what I do, and I just assume if you play sports, you like sports. There's a lot of guys that are just good at it that don't really enjoy watching it. So how about you? You watch NFL, NBA, all that stuff? Or?
I watch the NFL. I'm not a big NBA guy. I used to be into college basketball and not really into that anymore. But I like watching baseball. At the same time, I think during season especially, you don't really turn it on too much just because that's what you do basically all day. So you kind of want to get away from it for a little bit. But, I mean, if it's a big game, we're for sure watching it.
Are you a Vikings fan?
Sadly, yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm a Washington fan. So how are you? How do you enjoy life with Kirk Cousins at quarterback?
He's all right. I think he can get the job done. I think there's other pieces that need to be corrected, but I do like Kirk Cousins.
I hate, and it's funny, we had a NFC North preview yesterday, and I looked it up. The Vikings gave up the second most points in the NFC last year, second to Detroit. And they were known, like when they had Linval Joseph, former Pirate, and that defensive line, they were one of the best defenses in football. But now they put up a lot of points and they give up a lot of points.
They pretty much went first to worst real quick. Everything I've seen, what they've done this offseason has basically been to correct that and make it how it was 3 years ago, I believe, 2 or 3 years ago when they were at the top of the league.
Yeah. Connor Norby joining us. Connor, kind of final thoughts on your Pirate career. Like, when you look back on it, you're proud of what you've done on the field, but it sounds like off the field as well. How do you kind of sum up your years here in Greenville?
I think, like I said before, I think my career is different than anyone else's. I went from not playing to a shortened season to a season with no fans for most of it, and then at the fans at the end, but I think I've just matured a ton, and I thought I was mature when I got here, and I was not right about that one, but I loved every minute of it, and I had my ups and downs just like everyone else does, but Pirate Nation is special, and I loved being here.
Well, Connor, we keep up with all the former Pirates, but once a Pirate, always a Pirate, so we'll be keeping up with what you're doing throughout minor league baseball and eventually Major League Baseball. So We wish you nothing but the best, man, and keep up the great work. Can't wait to see where you land in the Major League Baseball draft, and we'll talk to you again down the road.
Yeah, we will. I appreciate everything. This is awesome.
Connor Norby joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios, the All-American second baseman for East Carolina. We will take a timeout, come back. Stephen Igoe, Hoist the Colors, joins us. It was a big football recruiting weekend for East Carolina. We will recap that, talk some baseball, basketball, everything in between with Igoe when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. At Grifols, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifolsplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Grifols Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
A car wash experience like no other is here at the new Tommy's Express. You'll enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride through our bright, inviting wash as luscious foams and soft cloths treat your car like new. After a final rinse, wax, and blow dry for a beautiful spot-free shine in just about 3 minutes, help yourself to our free vacuums and mat washers. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show. Hosts Mark Greenhelves and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Pirate Radio.
And I can promise you, we are going to be a hard-nosed, physical, fundamentally sound, disciplined football team. We're going to compete and go toe-to-toe with anybody we match up against. But that's going to be our mentality year-round.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Grifols Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. For the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner, be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook and Instagram at PR927FM. If you want to follow us on Twitter, you can follow us at free PR927FM. Join the close to 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, great to talk to Connor Norby. He was awesome, and we'll continue our, ECU baseball exit interviews. Got another one coming up on Friday with Smitty. Tyler Smith, former ECU pitcher, will join us here in the Pirate Radio studios and talk about his career as a Pirate, and we'll see what's next for Tyler Smith. We know what's next for Connor Norby, Stephen Igoe, and that is his name being called in the MLB draft. And as he was walking out, you said it again, you reiterated, kind of a shame we didn't get to see the full Connor Norby experience here at ECU. Man, we got it in 2021, and it was awesome. But he was hitting over 400 in 2020 and didn't play it a lot as a freshman. But man, what a player he was here in his very brief time at ECU.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is normally you get, and the same thing you can say for Thomas Francisco if he ends up moving on. Like, yeah, he played a lot his freshman year, but it would have been a full-time guy last year. We were kind of robbed of that. Same thing with Alec Burleson. We were robbed of another year, a full season of Alec Burleson. Which is a shame, but it's just how it went. You know, a lot of great baseball players were robbed of that, and hopefully the positive is it's less wear and tear on their body. You know, maybe some of those guys would have gotten hurt during the 2020 season, so maybe it'll end up working out for a positive standpoint. But, yeah, there's no doubt he was a lot of fun to watch, and, you know, just kind of crazy looking back at it his freshman year. And that's part of having a program is you kind of always have your older guys, but Brady Lloyd was ahead of him at that time at second base, and he was playing over him despite probably not being as talented as Connor Norby, but he was kind of the guy and had been on some regional and super regional teams. So that's just when you build a program, you kind of have to wait sometimes if you're a talented player to learn the ropes and mature and then get your shot.
Which really shows the difference between ECU baseball and ECU basketball and football and where those programs are. Where in football, you're a Russian freshman on the field, and it's good for experience, but it's not great for wins early on and can lead to injuries and things like that as well. Basketball is different because when you're a freshman, you're expected to kind of come in and make an impact, but we see those guys on the court from day one as well. So shows that, like you said, the program that Cliff Godwin's been able to build. That it's a nice little bridge into a football conversation, Igoe, because it was a big recruiting weekend, and I feel like the depth's getting there. You've done a great job. We've done it on this show, Sports Bar, and you've done a great job on Hoist the Colors, showing the attrition rate of ECU recruiting classes over the years. There's one class from a few years ago that has like one guy left or whatever.
I think it's Bruce Bivens is the only one left standing from 2017, which isn't, you know, I think they say something about if you retain like 35 to 40% of your class by their senior year, like you're doing really good.
Wow.
I mean, just in terms of
sounds like a small number,
and it's going to be even worse with the portal.
Yeah, true. But we're probably not there yet. How close are we to getting to that point where Mike Houston can have freshmen, you know, redshirting, not playing from day one?
I think we're there this year. I think this is the first year that I feel like unless you are just an extremely, extremely talented individual and you force your way onto the field, if you're coming in as a freshman with this roster, I just don't see how you're going to crack the starting lineup or even the two deep. Like, I feel like finally sitting down with Mike Houston last week and kind of going over the whole depth chart, they're at a point where they don't have to really force anybody. And, of course, nobody's hurt yet. It's the off season. Things can always change. But I feel like on the offensive line in particular, how many seasons have we gone through where like a true freshman at some point had to play due to injury? And I feel like finally they're maybe past that, knock on wood, that you won't have to throw those guys in there before they're ready. And as you kind of mentioned, like we've seen a lot of those freshmen get thrown in before they're physically ready, and then they end up getting hurt, and then that injury lingers, and then they have to have surgery, and then it lingers, then it costs them their playing career, like John Spelcy and Peyton Winstead. So I think we're finally getting to the point now covering ECU where this last recruiting class, the 2021 class, like everybody's like, who's going to make an immediate impact? And I'm like, outside of the transfers, I don't really know if anybody's going to make an immediate impact because they have so much returning, so much depth. They can finally take their time and develop these guys the way they should be developed.
Well, that is a positive that no freshman might come in and make an impact. We saw it last year at the running back position with the dynamic duo of Harrison Mitchell, and we'll talk running backs coming up on Thursday. But yeah, Igoe, that is a positive sign that maybe we do have the depth built now with this football program. Well, give us the bullet points. People can read all about it on Hoist the Colors, Igoe, but you said that this was a big recruiting weekend this past weekend. What's the fallout from that big recruiting weekend?
A lot of commitments, a lot of future Pirates. So they had 10 official visitors. This was probably the biggest weekend since December of 2019, just as far as official visits. And what official visits are for people that don't follow recruiting closely, it means that ECU pays for basically everything, the travel, the food expenses, all that sort of stuff, and kind of really gets to put it all on their dime for a pretty extravagant experience, especially on the football side. I mean, they roll out the red carpet and do a lot for these guys to kind of try and sway them, obviously, to join their school, just as any other program does. But 10 official visits. You had 2 guys who were committed coming in. 5 more of the other 8 gave their commitments on Sunday, so 7 of the 10 ended up leaving town as future Pirates. So you saw a couple coaches and recruiting guys tweet, 7 of 10 successful weekend, which is an awesome weekend. I mean, since I've covered it, I don't remember when they picked up basically 5 commitments in one day. And then you had another guy commit who had already visited in the past. He had actually already committed silently, but he announced it on Sunday. So you had cannons going off left and right. It was kind of cool to talk to the coach, or not the coaches, but the players about the coaches' reaction to it. They basically had all the coaches lined up in the hallway, and on Sunday before the prospects leave, they have a one-on-one meeting with Mike Houston. And that's basically the meeting where it's like, all right, you ready to commit? And so,
they're scared to tell Mike Houston no.
Pretty much. And so apparently, they would tell Mike Houston, and then he would come out into the hallway, and if somebody was committed, he would say, we got a Pirate, and everybody would just lose their minds. And I guess this one recruit, this wide receiver out of Georgia, he was like, so, I had something a little up my sleeve to do it differently. And he didn't tell Coach Houston during the meeting, but then when he walked out, everybody was like, what are you going to do? And then he pulled Coach Houston to the side, showed him a graphic he had already made on his phone that said committed. And I guess he's like, how does this look, Coach? And then Coach Houston lost it, as did the rest of the coaching staff. So, it's always cool to hear those stories, but a very successful weekend for ECU football in the future.
Are there limits on how many official visits ECU can have, and are there limits on how many official visits a player can take?
Yeah, they're both. Players can only take 5 official visits. I don't know the exact number of what the school's allowed. I mean, it's a lot. You have to have a lot of official visits to kind of surpass that number. But it's an expensive thing, so you don't want to just invite random dudes on official visits for no reason. I mean, you definitely save them for your top targets,
but also
guys who want to get committed.
If a player has made all of his official visits and does an unofficial visit, and you really want that guy, I mean, you're still gonna have a little red carpet for him.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I mean, even there were guys who took on officials that you still wrote out the red carpet for. It's just when you go to Sup Dogs, you can't pay for it. You have to, they pay for it.
Right. So for these officials
ECU can pay for all the meals, the travel,
nice.
Any transportation, that sort of stuff.
Mike says he bets Mike Houston was sleeveless while sharpening knives while he was asking if they were going to commit.
Now that would be an epic sight right there.
I love the picture you painted there, and it sounds pretty genuine. Unlike the Scotty Montgomery's video on YouTube that's still out there, where they're doing the signing day.
I just watch that sometimes just to get a kick out of like how fake it looks. Like,
oh man,
where they're just celebrating, just because I feel like the cameras are on, you know.
And Rick Smith
is just kind of standing over there, like, what's going on? What did I get myself
looking
into?
around like, what kind of clown show am I a part of? Oh man, I need to ask him about that next time he's on. I keep forgetting to. I'm gonna ask him how much of that was scripted.
I would love to know all that stuff.
I could ask him right now, I guess. Coach, what do you remember about the signing day video when Scotty Montgomery is and all the coaches seem to be acting pretty disingenuous with their actions when they're signing these players?
Excuse my French, but it was hell in a handbasket if you catch my drift.
Thank you, Coach. We'll ask the real Rick Smith next time he's on the show. All right, Igoe is here. We will, I don't know. What are we going to talk about? We got our position preview Thursday.
Oh, we don't have position preview today?
Nah. We're saving it for Thursday.
I mean, I figured we would just do 2 in 1 week. I mean, soon I'm going to be a dad and not going to be able to come in.
What do you mean? I'm a dad. I come in every day.
It's just a little different when you're a fresh dad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so now I'm not fresh.
You're not fresh anymore.
Do you want to do a running back position preview today?
No, we'll just do it later.
Okay. We'll talk Mariners. We'll talk other things.
We can talk more in-depth recruiting, too. I don't know how deep you want to get into it, but...
That deep as the abyss. I go. Deep as the abyss.
Oh, and we have to talk about the lack of respect for Winterville Baseball Parks and Rec.
Oh, man. Okay.
I mean,
now
all this freaking hype for Greenville Little League.
I know.
Put some respect on Winterville. Like, I get it. City championship is nice. But when we used to win District 5, I think that was it. I can't remember. And go to states. We had to play the freaking eventual national champions in West Raleigh. Nobody talked about that.
I remember. Let's take a time out.
Yeah, we'll get more into it later.
I only made one All-Star team. It was first year of Babe Ruth, and it was like it wasn't like the main All-Star team. It was like 13 and 14-year-olds or whatever. And we played against Greenville. Will Brinson threw a no-hitter against us. I did make contact.
Yeah, I vaguely remembered playing Babe Ruth and then playing Greenville.
But like Winterville Little League doesn't play Greenville Little League.
Cal Ripken. No, it's a different. It's because it's not Little League.
Because Greenville's scared to play Winterville.
Basically, yeah. We were just as good. They just never wanted to play us.
All right, let's get a break in. We'll come back. Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We've got a booty bag giveaway. We've got our Bud Light EC report. A lot more to go with Igoe when we return after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Former head coach of the Pirates, Mac McCarthy.
So Herbert Green went to see Charles at a Christmas tournament in Huntsville, Alabama. And they were playing against Butler High School, which had a center who was the number 1 center in the country, a kid named Bobby Lee Hurt. Well, Charles just beat the living daylights out of Bobby Lee. But when Herbert came back from that trip, he said, we're recruiting the wrong guy. We have to recruit this guy named Charles Barkley.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
Weekends are made for AJ McMurphy's. Start your Sunday fun day at AJ's. AJ's is now serving brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. and a build-your-own Bloody Mary bar. Enjoy your weekend with live music on Friday night and Saturday night with no cover charge. And you can catch all of the MLB and ECU baseball action on AJ's TVs. See you this weekend at AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those, but anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new Buick Envision 2021 and save over $3,500 or 0% for 72 months. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
This is East Carolina head football coach Mike Houston, and I'm proud to announce that our ladies clinic is back this summer on July the 30th. This evening will provide a behind-the-scenes look at ECU football and a chance to meet the players, coaches, and their families. The evening will end with an entertaining dinner and social. Sign up today at MikeHoustonFootballCampsLLC.com. We look forward to seeing you there. Go Pirates!
In studio today with Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions. And Tony, you love to help people remodel spaces or even do new construction.
We do, and we also can help people find financing when they want to do projects like this. And so we partner with folks like Joey Barrow with Annie Mac Mortgage.
And Joey's in studio with us as well. And Joey, people have a lot of financing questions to be able to help reach the home of their dreams, whether it's remodel or new construction.
No matter how large or small the project may be, we have options for you. Even if you have credit concerns, we provide guidance to help you get the home of your dream or turn the home that you currently have into the home of your dream.
Joey, how can folks get up with you?
You can call us today at 917-8400, or you can go to our website at greenville.annie-mac.com.
And Tony, what about if people have renovation questions? How can they get up with AG Home Solutions?
You can contact us at 947-2526 or check out our website at aghomesolutions.com.
Thanks again to Tony Edwards from AG Home Solutions and Joey Barrow from Annie Mac Mortgage joining us today.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Quality Equipment is your full-service John Deere dealer with 28 locations to serve you. Quality Equipment is open in Winterville next to Sam's Club, or visit qualityequip.com to find the location near you. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Rock.
Alrighty, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We will open up the Pirate Radio booty bag on this Tuesday, make you a winner later on this hour. Stephen Igoe is alongside. And joining us on the Fixed NC Live line is Cory Smith from Packed Pride. He joins us today on the program. Cory, this is basically for you the equivalent of Super Bowl week. You've been on Radio Row doing all kinds of shows these past few days, so we appreciate a few minutes of your time on this program.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I wish it was slightly better news that we were discussing, but yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to actually be talking about the Super Bowl as opposed to NC State being stripped of their opportunity at national championship.
Well, Cory, I don't think we're going to have you on Pirate Radio to talk about any positive NC State news. That's the way it is. Actually, I want to get you on, Cory, to talk about the zebra cobra that's on the loose in Raleigh right now. When it rains, it pours in Raleigh. Huh?
It really does. It really does. I mean, it's terrifying right now. We've got zebra cobras out here in the streets, and pissed off NC State fans. So I don't know which one's scarier, though, honestly.
Good point. Very good point. All right, Cory, and I'm not going to have you rehash the whole thing. Where are we on this Tuesday right now, the fallout from this? And we've heard a lot of comments, and I know you had Boo Corrigan, the AD at NC State, on your podcast. We're hearing from other administrators. So as we are a few days removed from NC State having to leave Omaha due to COVID, quote-unquote, outbreak amongst the baseball team, like what is the topic, the story on this Tuesday regarding this?
Well, now it's really just figuring out, what all transpired. It's still trying to figure out whether or not the timeline matches up with everything that we're hearing and, why exactly all this transpired. We know that, 14 of the players were unvaccinated. Obviously, that's a really high number. It's also trying to figure out, why they were unvaccinated because, several of the players, as we've found out throughout the last several days, they were players that were dealing with, testing positive for COVID earlier on in the season. So we're talking about them testing positive back in March. That 90-day incubation period that we had heard of for a long time, would have ran out midway through June. So, it's why weren't they vaccinated? What was going on there? And really, just why there was so much confusion from the NCAA and not, and really kind of pulling the plug so quickly. Did it have something to do with, the fact that they wanted to keep things on track with the, the actual College World Series or what transpired overnight on Friday night, early Saturday morning when they announced it at 2:10 a.m.
Yeah, a lot of weird stuff from the NCAA there, especially on social media, kind of starting with the Vanderbilt has advanced to the World Series tweet that they put out, and then they showed the tweet with all the fans that were at the next game on Saturday, and then finally, congratulations to NC State on a great season. It was like just a trio of like read the room tweets by the NCAA.
Yeah, and and mashed up in between there was a nice little tweet about Mississippi or Texas winning a game against Mississippi State, and they posted survive in advance, which is for a lot of people we now see that as just kind of an NCAA tournament thing or a postseason thing, but it has a very deep connection to NC State. It was that was the name of a 30 for 30 about the 1983 team. So it was not a good look for the NCAA for most of the day, and they ended up getting as the kids call it ratioed throughout the day. So.
Cory, Stephen here. As often when things go awry at NC State or NC State bleep happens, I peruse over to Pack Pride, read the forums, as I'm sure you guys do if anything happens with ECU. Crazy. A lot of obviously angry fans talking about, hey, I'm done with the NCAA. I'm done with college sports initially after the reaction. Is this something that you think will linger with NC State fans for a long time? Like, are those people legitimately done with college sports, or is it just kind of the initial reaction to a abysmal situation?
I mean, I definitely think this is going to be something that's going to linger with NC State fans for a very long time. I mean, we'll be talking about this. We'll be talking about the Pac-13 that played on Friday. A group of mostly, they had five of their regular position players, and then had Sam Heifel, a kid that was, a pitcher that pitched against Vandy on Monday, and he pitched a strong game, and then went 3 for 4 in that game as a position player at first base. So we'll be talking about all that for a long time. As far as whether or not it's going to turn NC State fans off from watching college sports, I mean, NC State fans have been through a lot. They've seen a lot, and I know ECU fans have been through a lot and seen a lot. So it's an initial reaction, I think, in terms of that, in terms of like, I'm done with this. A lot of fans are really, really pissed off with the NCAA. They're also a little bit upset with NC State right now too, with the reaction that they had, and not really being forthcoming on what they did to kind of combat this decision. And we talked to Boo Corrigan on Monday, and tried to get as much out of him as we possibly could, and it just continued to be, hey, we asked for more testing, but they didn't grant it, and then we headed out. So. That's not what NC State fans want to hear. They obviously want to hear that there was a bunch of fight, and we've heard behind the scenes that there was, but That's kind of what we're waiting for. Is what exactly did that look like? What transpired to be able to fight for these players to to keep them on the field? And so yeah, there's a lot of angst towards a lot of things going on right now, and a lot of them are still kind of channeling it towards Vanderbilt and rooting against them, which hasn't been working in this best of 3 series after Vanderbilt wiped the floor with Mississippi State last night.
Cory, another thing to this too, NC State fans, and this was pretty reactionary. I don't know if it's still going on this Tuesday, but a lot of finger pointing at Tim Corbin, and did he have something to do with NC State getting extra tests? I've read all the stuff from D1 with Kendall Rogers and the timeline he put out, and there's nothing in there about Tim Corbin. There's some hatred going his way as well. Anything to that, in your opinion, to Tim Corbin? Is there a reason to hate him if you're an NC State fan right now?
Well, look, Tim Corbin didn't directly tell anybody that, tell anybody on our side that, hey, I definitely reached out to him. I definitely talked to him. And, to be honest with you, in terms of from Kendall Rogers and Aaron Fitt, and, I know anybody they talked to probably wasn't going to say anything along those lines. I had people tell me throughout the hours afterwards, and even on Friday, that there was a push from the Vanderbilt staff essentially to that they weren't going to play against any unvaccinated players. They weren't going to take that risk after they found out that there was positive cases. So there was some pushback, a little more pushback than even the NCAA initially gave. Yes, there was from what we were told, there was some involvement, but obviously there's more angst towards the NCAA and towards NC State in this sense than there really is against Tim Corbin, because there's only so much he could have done in that sense too.
Cory, we'll switch gears. We'll take you away from baseball for a moment. I cover recruiting just like you guys do over at Pack Pride. On a Greenville radio station, so we got to ask you about Greenville Rose product. Michael Allen, who committed to State recently as a 4-star recruit, of course, was the target of East Carolina, North Carolina, many others in the region. Dave Doran really putting together a solid recruiting class, ranked 30th nationally by 24/7 Sports right now. Allen at the top of that list. Just how big of a pickup was that for NC State?
Yeah, Allen was a guy that they had worked on for a very long time, as ECU had. Obviously the hope was to get him as a baseball and a football prospect. I think he's, at this point, going to focus a little bit more on football. That's probably his bread and butter, a place that he has a chance to be really, really good at in the future. And, for NC State, that was one of their big focal points, that they were going after him. And MJ Morris, the kid out of Georgia, that they got as a 4-star quarterback in this class too. And then, as we're talking about it, guys that they got 2 4-star players on the defensive side of the ball. And the big thing too is really what they're focusing on now is trying to figure out offensive linemen, because they've kind of figured out their defensive side of the ball. They figured out, a lot of skill position players. They're looking for one wide receiver now at this point. And then, the offensive line is the next focal point for them. So, yeah, while they're at 30th right now, they want to be able to crack the top 25 and stay there, because obviously, there's a team right down the road that's been pretty strong in recruiting too, and had a really good run here lately as far as what they're doing, and they're trying to get to the next level after Sam Howell leaves after this year. But I also wanted to point out, you guys got some pretty big commits over the weekend too. J.D. Lampley, the kid the offensive lineman that you guys got, man, I saw him at camp at NC State, and he looked really strong. C.J. Mims that committed, he looked really, really good at NC State camp. The two of them camped on separate days, but watching the two of them, they were 2 really, really impressive kids. So, those 2 kids going in the trenches at ECU for the next several years, I think, is going to be a pretty big bright spot for them.
Good insight from Cory Smith, Pack Pride, 24/7 Sports, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Interesting schedule for NC State this year. Really, it would have been a perfect year to play the Pirates, but that won't happen until 2022, because you've got Skip Holt's current team in Louisiana Tech and one of his former teams in USF on the schedule. And, Cory, I didn't realize it, but at Mississippi State, it could have been a College World Series rematch in Starkville. on September 11th. That's a Saturday night game on ESPN2, so there'll be a lot of eyeballs on that one. Clemson will go to Carter Finley this year, as will North Carolina, Miami on the road. So looks like a pretty tough schedule for Dave Doran in 2021. What are the expectations heading into 2021 for the Pac?
Yeah, I mean, I think the expectations are to try to get to, to try to knock some of those ACC teams off, because as you mentioned, I would argue that they have the toughest schedule in the ACC going into this year, given the fact that they have, the two teams that everybody expects to compete for the Coastal, and then, in Miami and UNC, and they also have, as you mentioned, Clemson every year. They missed them last year because of the COVID protocols and everything, the way that the schedule changed. But yeah, I mean, that Mississippi State game is going to be a tough one. We don't know exactly what to expect out of Mississippi State, but obviously they're going to have a high-powered offense as they will each and every year. So I think, reasonable expectations would be, as a potential top 25 team would be to get to 8-9 wins, but I think a lot of NC State fans are waiting for that, that double-digit win season. Is it going to happen this year? They've got a lot of guys coming back, 9 starters on the offensive side of the ball, 9 starters on the defensive side of the ball. So they'd really like to be able to get to that 10-11 win season, but it's going to take. I mean, you'd have to beat 2 of the 4 against against Clemson, as you said, Clemson, Miami, UNC, Mississippi State. You have to win at least half of those games, and you can't have any missteps against teams like Wake Forest or teams like Boston College on the road at Boston College. So they have to. I mean, they'd have to put together a really, really strong season, but they have the cast to do it.
Cory Smith joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Cory, appreciate your time, man. I know you've been busy these last few days, but always enjoy talking baseball, football, everything in between with you. So we appreciate it. We'll check in with you again down the road. Anything, if Pirate fans or NC State fans who are listening right now want to read more of your work, they can do it at Pac Pride, right? You got a podcast as well.
Yes, sir. We've got podcasts. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. We're anywhere and everywhere you can find us. So. Yeah, obviously we always want to bring people to the boards, as I'm sure Stephen Igoe wants to do over at Hoist the Colors. So, make sure you check out Pac Pride if you're looking for anything along those lines too.
Cory, thanks for joining us, man. Have a good one.
All right, thank you guys so much. Have a good one.
All right, there is Cory Smith joining us on the Fixed NC Live Line. Pac Pride, one of my favorite websites to go to after an NC State loss.
It is entertaining reading. In many cases, and just like Hoist the Colors, man, is turning into kind of a Pac Pride of its own after some of the things we've seen with ECU sports lately. It just, I don't know, man. I mean, every thread is kind of devolving into its own entity at this point.
Igoe, as we take a break, I asked a few, I'm trying to think of how this topic came. I think it was when we were talking to Steve Cotton last week, started talking about how I like Marshall back on the schedule, and we started thinking about other teams that we hadn't played in a while. So while we take this break, I want you to think of a team or two that you want to see added to ECU's football schedule. Maybe not even that we used to play in the past.
Realistic edition, or just anybody?
I don't want you to come back and say Alabama's at home,
here,
Clemson, Ohio State, Oregon.
Okay.
Give me a realistic one, if you could,
all right,
of who you'd like to see on the schedule. We'll talk about that, Igoe's Mariners cheating, and more when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service.
Jersey Mike's crew doesn't just walk right in and make a sub. We're there early, slicing veggies, baking bread, grilling bacon. Then we walk right in and make a sub, because freshly prepared ingredients make a sub above. The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
This is Dr. Chris Hasty with Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center. For more than 35 years, we've been taking care of the student athletes at East Carolina University. We are happy to receive the designation of official team physicians from the university. Whether you need assistance with a sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, my colleagues and I are here to help. For more information, please contact us at 757-2663 or visit our website at orthoeast.com.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's one pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsay Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
Pirate Radio.
So you believe in pirates? Pirates aren't Santa.
They did exist, they did have treasures, and they did bury it.
You know, I had an eye patch when I was 6.
Who didn't, my friend? Who didn't?
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. At Angel Oak, they continue to make customer service the #1 priority. A local mortgage advisor is the key to your transaction success. The combination of their local team's experience and Angel Oak's wide offerings of products from standard, conventional, government, and portfolio loans has something for every financial situation. For more information, call Talbot Green, Joanne Weir, or Wanda Hager at 751-2060. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Igoe acted like he wanted to look at something on his website. I think what he really wanted to do is show me how awesome this page is.
Well, it's awesome.
That I never look at.
It's awesome in theory until you realize it's all jacked up.
Jacked up. If you go to Hoist the Colors, click on the football recruiting tab. What do you call that? A tab?
Tab, yeah.
And
drop down menu.
Drop down, and then you drop down and hit scholarship distribution. It is a very nice looking depth chart style list of the players, what class they're in, and also if they're on scholarship. And it's great to look at, Igoe. I'm going to start looking at this baby.
Yeah, I'm going to clean it up
once
tonight.
You fix it.
Well, the problem is I had it fixed, and then they just rolled everybody forward, so then everyone ahead marked as a walk-on, for some reason it just automatically assumes they become a scholarship player. So like every walk-on that's been in the program for the past 4 years is just thrown up there. So it says ECU has 106 scholarship players right now, which is not accurate. So I have to go in and fix some stuff.
All right, East Carolina non-conference football this year.
Non-con.
Will be playing Appalachian State in Charlotte, South Carolina here at home, Marshall in Huntington, and Charleston Southern here in Greenville. We'll be talking to the Buccaneers head football coach, Autry Denson, coming up Wednesday.
I thought you were going to say the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head football coach for a second.
Bruce Arians. I want to say
Friend
Bruce.
Of, Scotty Montgomery.
I want to say Bruce Pearl, but I didn't. 2022. I won't name them all. I'll just name maybe some headliners. Pirates will play NC State at home and at BYU. 2023.
You're just going to skip over ODU like that?
And Campbell, yes.
Okay.
2023 at Michigan.
Easy.
2024. BYU, App State. That's a pretty good home schedule. Non-con. I like it. 2025 at NC State, amongst others. 2026, App State at Boise State, West Virginia. Back on the schedule.
That's a tough
league.
That's a tough league, Jeff.
2027 at South Cac, Wake Forest. I like that game.
That's a tough schedule too, man.
And we finally get to have our revenge on Georgia State after the beatdown they put on the Pirates last year.
Well, Mike Houston and Sean Elliott are definitely going to be both employed in their same spot in 2027.
2028, NC State, Boise State at Wake Forest. One game to fill out. That is a very good non-conference schedule. At 2029, Old Dominion. 2030, Old Dominion. 2031, Old Dominion.
There's a lot of Old Dominion coming up.
By the way, I didn't even mention two Old Dominions, 2022 and 2024. Yeah, it was 5 Old Dominion games coming up. Who was that, Confer or Gilbert?
I think Gilbert signed the most recent extension.
Let's just play him forever.
I mean, it's fine. It is what it is. I'd rather play ODU as of now than App State.
Why is that?
Well, just in terms of like having a winnable game.
Oh, okay.
Now, who knows what it'll look like in 2029?
Now that ECU and other teams might have a shot at a playoff, I think I would rather play ODU than App State because it is a more winnable game, and it's not like you're going to get a lot of credit nationally if you beat App State anyway.
No.
But previous, where it's just been a college football playoff for BCS, the regular season games are better than the bowl games a lot of times. So, like, I would rather play key regular season games, tough games, than easy wins. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm saying this well.
I mean, it just depends on what you want. I mean, if you want ECU to get back to having successful seasons and building momentum, then you want the easier games. But if you just want what's going to be the most entertaining schedule, like a schedule like this year is pretty dang entertaining. I mean, App State, neutral site.
I like the schedule a lot.
South Carolina, you can't ask for a better home opener. At Marshall was an intriguing game. Like, those are 3 really good games that could go either way. The problem is you could go 0-3. Now you could go 2-1 or 3-0 and have a ton of momentum. So there's pros and cons for sure. Let's say you beat App State on Thursday night to open the season. All of a sudden you got a ton of momentum and energy going into that South Carolina game, and it's going to be a electric, hot 12 noon kickoff.
I like BYU, seeing them up there. I like West Virginia, Boise State. I like that too. Wake Forest, I like a lot. What opponent is missing here that you would like to see on the schedule that's realistic for ECU?
I would like to see ECU play Duke again in football. I think that for whatever reason, I've heard that they don't want any part of ECU. I don't know why. I mean, it's not like Duke football is above ECU. Similar to Wake Forest, like, why? It's an easy drive. Why not do a home and home? At least one home and home in 2029, 2031, whatever. I think that's a doable game. You know, another similar institution that really doesn't have much of a history with ECU in football is Vanderbilt. I think that if you're going to schedule somebody from the SEC, they're probably the most realistic candidate. If you look at their schedule, they've got some home and homes with other Group of 5 teams. Again, I don't know their interest level in coming to East Carolina, but they do recruit North Carolina some, so maybe it makes some sense. And again, they're not they're not out here making demands on their schedule. They're Vanderbilt football at the end of the day.
I really enjoyed that you bring up Duke, Vandy, another Power 5, which I guess we can do away with that term if we have this new college football playoff set up. I loved the
Pac-12 commissioner would just say the Autonomy 5.
Autonomy 5. What was that? I love the home and home with Virginia. We got them here on a beautiful Saturday, and we're able to beat them. And then we went there, and
Fontel Mines, even his touchdown catch could not make a difference in the game.
Was it Perryman, the running back? They ran down the sideline, ran all over ECU and Charlottesville.
Well, they couldn't push him out of bounds.
Yeah.
He just tight-roped the sideline.
I love that series.
Was such a whack atmosphere, though. Very similar to UNC, like just wine and cheese.
Yeah.
It was very weak.
So you went to
cool campus, yeah. But no, I mean, I think Virginia would be cool. Again, I don't know if they want to play ECU or whatnot. Maryland would be another one. But I just feel like so many of those teams don't want to travel to East Carolina or any American team.
Yeah, it's not easy to schedule those games in 2021, and I guess it's never really been easy. But for the Pirates, they do have they don't have a spot open until they got spots open in 2025 and 2026 to add a game. But with 3 FBS on each of those, would shock me to see an FCS.
Yeah, you're going to get an FCS. Well, you're going to get an FCS because in 2025 you got at NC State, blank, at Marshall. Like, I mean, you need a win between those two games. You don't want to go at NC State, somebody hard, at Marshall. I mean, that's just a brutal start.
Marshall, Shirley, do you have the Are You Nervous? Not Igoe, he's right here. Ellerby asked me a question yesterday and said, after talking to Steve Cotton from Marshall, Tommy Suggs from South Carolina, and Adam Witten from App State, he asked me,
are you nervous?
Am I more nervous about these games?
Steven.
I still love that piano, man.
Thank you. I've played it right here in the studio.
Steven. Are you nervous?
It's very haunting. Am I more nervous about the matchups after talking to those guys, previewing their teams a little bit? A little bit. I am less nervous than I was, and I'll tell you why, Steven. App State, new QB. South Carolina, new head coach. Marshall, new everything. Now, I think they do have the quarterback coming back. That was the player of the year.
Got a lot of players returning.
But new head coach, new administration. So, there's a lot of new, whereas East Carolina, same head coach, same starting quarterback, a lot of returners. We are going to have an advantage, at least in the continuity department, when we face these teams early in the season.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's why I like these 3 games. Like, to me, they're just kind of toss-ups. But the problem is
toss-ups.
Which of those games is ECU going to be favored in? 0.
I brought this up because you were talking about Marshall in 2025. What if they take a nosedive with this new coach?
And they could. It could be their Scotty Montgomery after firing Ruff McNeil.
They're going to be favored.
Fired a successful, long-tenured coach.
They're going to be favored against Charleston Southern. Now, let's see who Marshall plays to start the season.
I mean,
I still don't understand why Doc Holliday got fired.
Nobody does. If ECU beats App,
Marshall at Navy, and then they play NC Central, so they'll be a worse 1-1.
So they have a bye before ECU.
No,
essentially.
Oh yeah.
I mean, really, how much time do you have to prepare for North Carolina Central?
Wow, it's a lot of disrespect. How much time do you have to prepare for North Carolina A&T? Bring me my money.
Well, that was a much different circumstance.
Why?
Well, North Carolina Central is not as good as North Carolina A&T.
All right, I know.
And Scotty Montgomery is not coaching Marshall. And there will not be a lightning postponement.
Come to bring me my money.
One of the all-time great and worst simultaneously sound bites that we have here at Pirate Radio. What a weird.
I've wiped that from my memory. Can we just move on?
No, because I was so jacked up on that Saturday to see that awesome new video that they
that was
had put out.
It was an epic video, and that place was on fire.
It was. And then the lightning came, the rain came. I found my rain box.
Legit,
I don't think I've gone to an ECU game since then.
For good reason.
I haven't.
But legit, we'll get to your rain box in a second because that was the funniest thing I've ever witnessed. That was that game, right?
Yeah.
But legit, as the captains were walking on the 50-yard line too, like the place was going nuts.
Yeah.
Season opener, new intro video, crowd was buzzing. As they are converging on the midfield logo, Morgan Ehlers comes over the intercom.
Oh, yeah.
Attention. Severe weather is in the area. And like it almost seemed like it was a joke. And then he just kept repeating it. And
it was about as close to kickoff as
you could get. It was legit a minute and a half before kickoff. They were about to do the coin toss. And bam. Then it was over. And then we sat there. And then I went down and I saw some dude walking out with a box over his head. I was like, who the hell is that? And it was Clip Brock.
It was raining. I had a long ways to walk, Igoe. And I remember not leaving the stadium for a while because it was a torrential downpour.
We didn't know if they were going to play, too.
And, well, even after that, like, the game, you're right, not playing. And it's like, I don't mind getting wet, but there was still, like, lightning going on and stuff. But anyway, I just found a cardboard box, put it on my head, and walked to my car. And I still have that rain box to this day.
You have it? Okay, I was about to say. I would love to know how much like mold and crust is on that thing.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. So what a...
and then Reed Herring threw that pick six the next day.
Oh, wow. So was that pre... Oh, no, Ehlers was here.
He just didn't play in the game.
Yeah.
Because they were trying to redshirt him. And they broke him out versus North Carolina.
This was pre-4-game redshirt rules?
This was 4-game redshirt rule the first year.
Wow, okay.
And the plan was to use him in 4 games and redshirt him.
Then they played North Carolina the next week. He had a long run, right?
Had a bunch of big plays.
Yeah.
Because they weren't prepared for him. And ECU really whooped up on North Carolina. How much would have things been different if Reed Herring didn't throw that pick six and they beat NC A&T?
They would have won one more game than they did. They'd have been 4-8.
But
rather than 3-9.
We would not be celebrating March 9th.
That is correct. Scotty Montgomery now. Are you going to draft any Colts running backs in fantasy football?
I already got offered Nyheim Hines in a trade, and I was like, I'm good.
That's wrong. That's funny, though. That now we're going to... All right. Before you go, Igoe, let's talk about your guy. What's his name, Chandler? What's your guy's name for the Mariners?
Oh, Hector Santiago?
Hector Santiago. Chandler just calls him Hector, first name basis. He is the first player to get ejected and suspended, and do you get fined too, or just suspended?
I don't know if he got fined, but he definitely got suspended, and the Mariners cannot replace him on the roster during the suspension. Which is just stupid.
You also get suspended with pay, I heard.
Okay, well, here's the deal. The MLB, do we call it? I guess we just call it MLB and not the MLB.
The Major League Baseball. MLB Baseball is what you call it.
The Major League Baseball organization has not come out and said what the foreign substance is. They just said there was a foreign substance in the glove, and yet they allow pitchers to utilize rosin, and it was a humid game where he was sweating, and Hector Santiago says he just sweated a lot, which he was sweating profusely. It was in Chicago, and he combined it with the rosin, therefore it made a sticky substance. And here's the stupidest part of the whole deal. Because the umpires ruled that it was a sticky substance during the game, they automatically take the glove, put it in the bag, send it off to MLB headquarters, and apparently Major League Baseball doesn't even have to analyze it. They're just like, because the umpires ruled it was a sticky substance, then they automatically issued a 10-game suspension.
All right, Santiago admitted he used rosin on his glove side, which is in violation of the rule.
But rosin is not even
Scott,
what's the difference between using it on your glove side and on your non-glove side?
Scott Service got about as literal as he could and said it was rosin. Rosin's behind the pitcher's mound. It's not foreign. It's not a foreign substance.
How can you be in violation of the foreign substance policy if it's not a foreign substance?
That is a great point. Steven Soapbox here on a Tuesday.
Like, what is MLB even trying to do here? Like, what advantage do you have by having the rosin on your glove side?
Yeah, it's gone a little out of control.
Like, if he's using the spider tack or whatever and trying to hide it, then that's one thing. But he's using what's on the field. You give it to the pitchers.
Here, use this.
Hey, but just don't sweat.
It's like a cop giving you like heroin.
Yep.
Be like, here, this is not a foreign substance. Have at it. You do it, they arrest you immediately.
Right. It's I just don't understand what's going on.
So yesterday we had RV on. He mentioned he had talked to Joe West, and I said, have you talked to Joe at all about this new rule, this inspection rule? And he said they had talked about it, and he couldn't say on the air what Joe West thought about it. I took that to mean that umpires don't think that this is part of their job. Like, I took that to mean that he's not cool with having to inspect all these pitchers.
Yeah, I mean,
I might be wrong, but that's what I got from it.
That's what I took from it as well. I mean, I just don't. I mean, now the pitchers kind of walk off the field and like they just do this mandatory check, and it just seems very, I don't know, elementary. I mean, it just seems kind of like a joke. And just because
it's also funny too, like when they're down like 8 runs and a pitcher just got blasted.
Well, that's the thing with Santiago. He had just walked the bases loaded when this happened. Like, yeah, let's check him for foreign substance because he can't control where the pitch is going. And let's suspend this journeyman pitcher.
He's bad for the game.
Apparently so. Hector Santiago, terrible for the game for using rosin on his glove side.
Well, I think what they should do. How do you get your body not to sweat, Igoe? What do you recommend for that?
I mean,
that's what we're gonna have to do,
especially when it's 90 degrees and just rained a ton in Chicago.
We're gonna have to put like ACs inside the hats and jerseys or something, so players won't sweat, and that way they won't be able to use it as a foreign substance. All right, so there's that. Steven, thanks for hanging out.
Thanks for having me.
I just saw where the Charlotte Checkers are going to be an affiliate for the Seattle Kraken. So once you become a huge Kraken fan, once they enter the NHL next season and you really get into it, we can go see some games in Charlotte for some future Kraken guys.
Why would a team in Seattle have an affiliate in Charlotte?
Why did the Hurricanes go from the Charlotte Checkers to a team that's like 400 miles west? I don't know. I can't even remember the team.
I mean, some things just make very little sense. Just like a foreign substance on the glove, which is given to the pitchers.
Glove side. Can't go glove side.
But the MLB is still calling it the foreign substance.
Yeah.
It's on the field.
It's just fun to say, like foreign object in wrestling.
He's got the foreign object.
All right, Shirley Rose, let's open up the Pirate Radio booty bag. Boom, 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 boom.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
317-1250 is the number. Brian North looking good. Shirley, what do you want to give away today?
I am giving away a shrimp taco lunch courtesy of Chico's.
That is a fantastic prize, and it can be yours if you are caller number
8.
317-1250. Steven will talk to you Thursday. Position preview, we'll talk running backs. We know about Harris. We know about Mitchell.
I want you to give me a scouting report on every other running back on the roster.
I'll do my best.
All right.
And I'll see if I'm right or wrong on that. We will take a timeout, come back, and make you a winner. More to go after this.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip this summer? Avoid the long check-in lines and congestion at the big airports and fly local at PGV. Fast, convenient, and close to home, PGV has recently added more American Airlines flights. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Domino's week-long carry-out deal means you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each every day. That's right, $7.99 each, and every day means any day. But just in case there's any confusion, we've set up a helpful website to confirm if today's a day you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each at Domino's. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's week-long carry-out deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes extra large and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Hey, Troy D here for my friends at Villa Verde. If you know me, you know I love being outside, but finding a good place to eat outside can sometimes be tough. Well, our pals at Villa Verde have fixed that. Not only does Villa Verde have awesome, unique, one-of-a-kind dishes here in Greenville, they also have a brand new outside dining area. And this outside area is sweet. It's covered, you're in the shade, and cooling fans are on. Enjoy the comfort and relaxation of dining outside with our friends at Villa Verde. Villa Verde on 10th Street, a platform for good. East Coast Grading and Utilities is your source for clearing, hauling dirt, and concrete work. East Coast Grading and Utilities handles all sewer and water issues as well.
I'm David Vaughn. Whether putting in a new subdivision or helping you with any and all of your drainage problems, I can get the job done. Call me at 531-7494.
No job is too big or too small. East Coast Grading and Utilities. Friends helping friends. 531-7494 for East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles for my friends at Ed Watkins Marine. I've known Ed personally for years, covering his winning performances on the football field and on NASCAR's pit road. Now Ed is winning on the water, and you get to win too. You win with awesome boat prices from Ed Watkins Marine, and of course, great service after the sale. If you're looking for a new boat, contact Ed Watkins Marine today. They will deliver anywhere. Find them online at edwatkinsmarine.com and tell them the voice sent you.
A car wash experience like no other is here at the new Tommy's Express. You'll enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride through our bright, inviting wash as luscious foams and soft cloths treat your car like new. After a final rinse, wax, and blow dry for a beautiful spot-free shine in just about 3 minutes, help yourself to our free vacuums and mat washers. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville.
This is Stephen Igoe. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Pirate Radio.
Ready? Yep. One way.
Pirate way.
Pirate way.
Only way.
All right.
Hey! All right.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. When your AC needs repairing or replacing, call on the reliable service professionals of Delcor Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Go to delcorinc.com or give them a call at 252-321-8868. Delcor, the service professionals in Greenville. And congratulations to Lonnie Kinker of Chesterfield, Virginia. Walked away with a shrimp taco lunch, courtesy of Chico's. Grab your amigos and head to Chico's. Enjoy your favorites like shrimp tacos, steak and chicken fajitas, burritos, enchiladas, ACP, and more, plus ice-cold cervezas, and Chico's famous margaritas are always available. For Mexican food and fun, it's got to be Chico's. Now let's head back into the show. Here's Clip Brock.
The Kink does it again.
The Kinker is back.
Hadn't heard that name in a while. So congratulations to the Kink, Lonnie Kinker. Just saw this headline a moment ago.
Uh-oh.
Feds have indicted rapper Pooh Shiesty.
Oh, not Pooh.
First of all, we have run out of names for rappers. I mean, I think it really ended with Da Baby.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it was Da Baby. Then there's like there's Little Baby, Little Pooh Shiesty, whatever.
We've run out of names for rappers.
Yes.
But they used his Instagram post as evidence against him. So rappers like to flash their money.
Of course.
And I guess he was flashing some $100 bills. And they saw that a serial number on one of the $100 bills matched one that was stolen at a robbery scene.
Ah, well,
so
interesting.
Good detective work there.
Yeah.
To notice that. Chandler, you're.
I mean, think about the serial numbers. I mean, they're not easily visible. I mean, how big was this picture and how close up were the? You know what I'm saying?
Great questions. I don't know. You can go to MiamiHerald.com for the full story.
Good Lord.
But
somebody zoomed in on that or something.
I guess they knew he was involved or had a good idea that he was and were able to see the serial number.
Pooh Shiesty, did you
Pooh,
did you think this was lost before you even posted the picture?
I'm going to look it up.
Are you Mark Lindsay interviewing Pooh Shiesty?
Pooh Shiesty.
You look guilty. I can see it on your face.
You're guilty. I can see it on your Instagram post.
Chandler, you're the youngest person in this building at the moment. Have you ever heard of Pooh Shiesty?
I've never heard of Pooh Shiesty. I'm
going to see what his real name is. I'm going to Google that. Pooh
It
Shiesty,
sounds familiar. I've never listened to his music.
Artist. Yeah. Okay. Oh, his real name is Lontrell Donnell Williams Jr.
I think he should go by like London or like
London
or Trail. Lil Trail.
Meet me at the London.
Lil Trail is better than
The Trail.
The Trail. And spell it like TRAIL.
Yeah.
I think there is.
He's only 21.
Money Trail.
Like
Dollar Trail.
I guess rappers' names are going down. But at the same time, there's still room for something other than Pooh Shiesty.
We got to be more creative. We got to have think tanks on these things.
According to Wikipedia, he's perhaps best known for his 2020 single "Back in Blood," featuring rapper Lil Durk.
I've heard of Lil Durk.
Is that Dirk Nowitzki?
And apparently, he released his commercial mixtape just this year, just back in February. It was called Shiesty Season.
What the hell is this?
His stage name was given to him by his late brother, and it comes from his childhood nickname, Mr. Pooh, and the name Shiesty referring to his lifestyle. Interesting.
So, and by the way, it is POOH, like Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh.
It is not like feces.
POO.
Spelling beast. We had to clarify.
Pooh Shiesty, man. They got him. They got him. Lil Durk.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, we got to have some people. If you're going to get a record deal, if you're going to become famous, you got to have a committee. Usually I'm against meetings and committees, but in this case, you got to have a think tank to get a good name.
When you think of, now I'm not comparing him to these rappers. I'm just thinking names here, but like Ice-T, Ice Cube, KRS-One, Pooh Shiesty.
Yeah, and I don't know if we think those names don't sound ridiculous because we grew up on them, but they are better than Pooh Shiesty. And
Eazy-E is better than Pooh Shiesty.
And Baby. Stephen Igoe said Pooh Shiesty and G-Eazy would make a sick collabo.
Oh, no. Can you imagine having to announce...
disgusting just thinking about it.
I mean, if that's like a Super Bowl halftime show, ladies and gentlemen, Pepsi proudly presents... Pooh Shiesty and G-Eazy.
One day he might headline a Super Bowl. You never know.
Coming up at halftime, we have Pooh Shiesty
featuring Lil Durk
and Da Baby. Chad says, "What would your rap names be?"
Ooh.
So I was in a rap group in 7th grade.
Were you now?
Called Toothpaste, and my name was Chris. And
No way. This is a lie.
my friends,
You're making this up.
My friend Daniel was D-Style and Crest. And we did 3 songs. We took instrumentals from Gangsta's Paradise.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me by
Great one. Ghetto Boys.
Ghetto Boys. And Blah. Slam by Onyx. Blah, toothpaste, straight to your face.
Wow.
To the tune of Slam by Onyx.
See, I was thinking.
So what is your rap name?
Wait, what? You should have done the Gas Face instrumental by Third Base. And then did Toothpaste.
Yeah. Again, we probably were 7th grade. We probably were 8th grade. We weren't thinking a whole lot.
I don't know what my rap name would be.
You could go Baby D. I mean, you go by D already, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I
Baby
could do
D.
Baby D. I could go that route.
Baby D sounds cool. Little D. DD.
I just go D.
Double D.
No, not double D.
Double D in the house.
Chandler, how about you?
I don't know. C Money.
C Money.
There's already there's a C Murda, right?
Yeah, C Murda. Yeah.
How about C Honey?
C Honey.
Or like Big King B or something.
Cut the check.
Or Honey C.
That you got to do like R&B, like LL Cool J.
Yeah.
If you're Honey C, you got to do.
You're going the route of like, Luther. It's Honey C.
And you like
it's Honey C in the house.
Okay, maybe not.
It's a Key Sweat.
Honey C.
This is not a good idea.
Hey,
so he's the
watch
R&B. We're the rap. He's the R&B.
Correct.
Cleared the streets because here comes Honey C.
This is bad. This is not good. We need to take a timeout.
Well, it's better than freaking Double D's, that's for sure.
Double D and Honey C. We're coming to you.
Scott just says 2
Post
Chainz.
haste.
2 Chainz is a
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz. Can we put a Z on the end?
You know what?
2
All right.
Chainz.
$cut, money cut.
Money cut. I like that.
Money cut.
That's pretty good. I don't know though. That could be the
No,
name.
$sign and just CUTT. So it'd be Money Cut.
I kind of like that as the name of his like Money Cut Records. You know what I'm saying? Like the name of
or that's the name of your album.
Or the album.
Money
yeah.
Cut.
2 Chainz is really good. Chad confirms. He said he had a copy of Toothpaste. We had tapes and we sold them for $3.
You're kidding.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you have to bring it in. I've got my boom box and it has a working tape deck.
I'll see if anybody from A.G. Cox Middle School still has one. My daughter goes.
Does Chad still have one?
He said had in past tense. My daughter goes to A.G. Cox. Maybe there's one like buried in the ground.
Like in a secret chamber.
Like in a time capsule.
Time capsule, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's take our final timeout. We'll come back and wrap up Pirate Radio Live here on a Tuesday. Back with Baby D and
2 Chainz.
2 Chainz Money Cut after this.
Word to your mother.
No.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new Buick Enclave 2021 and save over $6,800 or 0% for 72 months. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
He's the one and only Nicky Ellerby, who is my father. How did you fall in love with East Carolina football?
I first made some visits to East Carolina back during the 50s. I think it was 1956 I went to a game, homecoming. I was really taken in by homecoming. Everything, it wasn't so much about the football game, it was all social. Then.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
This is Martin Truex Jr., and as a NASCAR Cup Series champion, I love one-stop shopping. When I need fresh tires or fuel during a race, my pit crew takes care of everything. Off the track, I have an Auto Owners independent agent. They handle all my insurance in one place: car, home, life, and business. Get your own pit crew and find a local agency with Auto Owners Insurance.
This is Brian Smith with Town Insurance in Greenville. Call me today at 756-8300. Go Pirates!
At US Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to US Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. US Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for US Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
If you're recovering from an injury, getting back into sports, dealing with everyday pain or fatigue, then Kinetic Physical Therapy and Wellness can help you get back on track and live well. Kinetic has a saltwater heated pool, perfect for athletes with ankle and knee injuries, that will allow you to start training and running sooner during the recovery period.
This is Dr. Shondell Jones, and you deserve to live well. Call us at 364-2806 or visit kptonline.com. Go Pirates!
Do you find yourself hungry, but looking for some new and different options? Then the Bodega Market Cafe in Uptown Greenville is for you. They offer a full-service menu featuring breakfast, lunch, and dinner, also with a variety of unique vegan selections. Dine in or sit outside in their great outdoor dining area. Plus, they're always ready for pickup or delivery. Open 24/7 for your convenience. The Bodega Market Cafe, located in Uptown Greenville, across from the BB&T.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
This is Marcus Crandall, former ECU Pirate and Grey Cup champion. And you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear.
Chris, take us out.
Two chins
on this.
house.
Look, that was a past life.
Baby D.
I've matured. Baby D, 2 Chans, really enjoyed the program today. We will be back with you Wednesday, 3 o'clock. We will talk to the head football coach of the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, Autry Denson. He'll join us on the program along with Bryce Williams, the voice Jeff Charles, Mully, and more. All ahead on Wednesday. We'll talk to you then. Have a great rest of your Tuesday evening. And for 2 Chans, Baby D, I am Crest. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice of the Pirate Nation. This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 at 92.